Bit of a rough start to the season.
Mom!
So it was time to update Dylan's gear. Kahuniverse.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, Kahuniverse.com.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We had a bit of a rough start to the season.
Mom!
So it was time to update Dylan's gear. Kahuniverse.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, Kahuniverse.com.
Football fans, welcome to Exhibition Field here in Chilliwack, British Columbia for this Week 8 British Columbia Football Conference matchup between the Westshore Rebels and the Valley Huskers. Good afternoon, my name's Steve Muller. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play for today's game, and here with me in the VBN broadcast booth to bring you expert analysis of the game is Mr. Matt Macri. This game is being streamed live on bcfctv.com, powered by Kahunaverse Sports from prospect to pro. And Matt, this is the first of a home-and-home series between these two teams. Huskers currently sitting in 4th place in league standings with 8 points. The Rebels with 7 right behind them. Mathematically, either of these teams could finish as high as 1st place. More realistically, they'll be battling for that 4th place playoff position in the BCFC.
Well, and that just shows how tight the whole league is across the board. I mean, they're sitting in 4th and 5th, and they could be eligible for 1st. The whole division is up for grabs right now. The Huskers have been playing great this year. They're 4-3. They had a 3-game losing streak. Right? No, 2-game losing. 2-game losing streak. Two losing streak. Yeah. They won 3 in a row before that. They've had some great games and they've had a couple of rough games. Last week was a really rough game, but when they faced the Sun a couple of weeks before that, they dominated that game. So. Yeah. They've shown they can contend with anybody in this division. Well, we'll see. Again, this should be a good matchup today. These teams, again, as we mentioned, very close in the standings, and they both have a lot to play for here because it's a home and home, as we mentioned. The team, either of these teams takes both games, they are in the driver's seat for the playoffs. So. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the key here. The funny thing to look at here is where we were last year to where we are this year. I mean, they didn't win a game last year. It was really tough scoring points last year. And we turn around and we look at they're in the passing, they're number 1 by a landslide, really. Receiving, they got 3 of the top 5-6 players are in the top of the receiving category. You flip over to defense, the top 2 of the top 3 guys are Valley players in the defensive category. So they've really come a long way in 1 year. Yeah, Bob Reese has done a heck of a job. I was talking earlier with somebody, and again, this is his first year. It's his team where he's done all the recruiting and everything, and man, does it show. He's done a heck of a job. His coaching staff getting these guys ready every day. They play a nice disciplined style. They diverse offense. They'll get more conservative when they need to. It's a lot of fun to watch this year for sure. Well, and yeah, they're definitely not one-dimensional, and they've got everybody buying into it. You see a real team atmosphere going on here, where they're all buying into what Coach Reese is selling, and they're ready to go. The one thing I said is, how's the difference between calling the Huskers games this year from last year? And I said, well, at halftime we're looking about good things to say about the next game. This year, we're final minutes. We're on the edge of our seat. We're excited. This is fabulous football going on out here in the Valley. Yeah, tremendous fun this year to be come out and watch this team, and potentially the last home game of the year if they get into the playoffs. Even those might be away games. So I've been excited about this one all week, getting out here and watching some great BCFC football. Well, they had the 3 in a row at the beginning of the season that were home, and then they haven't been back here until now. So I mean, it's unbelievable. Bit breezy out there tonight. I think they were showing the wind speeds is around 11 kilometers an hour. I would guess that they're a little bit higher than that. Yeah, well, you see the flags are straight out, so we know that we're going pretty good there. Kyle Clark, the kicker for the Broncos, trying to get that ball to sit straight. He would have to get somebody to kind of, there we go. Yeah, he has somebody to hold on to that for him. Exactly, overruns number 56, Brendan Bryden. Oh, no, and then he backs up. Trying to catch the numbers back for the Huskers on the return here. And we're off. Nice kick, end over end. Dropping into the arms of, I believe it's Brendan Poulin. Nice wall in front of him to get him going. He's got some space. Where cuts inside and works his way up to about the 41, Matt, before he's brought down. It would have been nice if he kept it to the outside there. He definitely could have gotten some more yardage there, but that jump inside, he was able to hook his leg and just keep him from getting any further. Well, nice field position for the Huskers to start off with on the 41 of the Broncos. Anthony Dick to the left of Julian Wintink, and you got to know that the Huskers fans here, nice throw up the middle, Poulin pulls that in. Great throw.
Actually, I think that was actually Remy Chovo. I just got the 2 there, but that's Chovo who gets an early catch into the game, and they move the sticks right away. The Huskers now up on the 54-yard line of the Westshore Broncos.
And this is what the offense needs to do, is come out here in a hurry and put some points up fast. That's what they've done in the games that they've been successful in.
Ball handed off to Vaughn Richardson. He picks up a couple, maybe 1 or 2, as he blasts over the right side of that Huskers offensive line. Tegan Bulio and Hunter Brown over there trying to create some space for him.
Well, and Vaughn has done great, getting some hard yardage. Done a really good job this year of it.
Ricklin and Richardson in the backfield. This time Wintink from the shotgun, throws it up, nice catch. Chovo pulls that in, tripped up. Maybe picked up 2 on the play as he tried to turn up. Nice shoestring tackle. I didn't quite, unfortunately our screen's not working well here. I think it was number 33, Jason Piper, that brought him down.
I think so too. It was a great little pass catch going on there, and getting some positive yardage. So what are we sitting at? Third down.
Huskers.
Third down and about 3 here.
Getting ready to punt. Oh, lots of movement along both lines there, and it looks like
they're pointing towards the Huskers procedure.
Yeah, the outside linebacker there, number 4, Desron Keir, kind of jumped a little bit, and I think he dragged one of the Kodiak's players along with him.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where the Kodiak responded to what the defense was doing. The defense is allowed to move around. The offensive line, not so much.
Ethan Holman back to punt for the Kodiaks. Not going to lose his shoes anyway. Ooh, good pressure. Ball's going to drop down, take a bounce. The Huskers make that need to back off quickly. Scooped up by number 10, Cody Holmes. He's brought down quickly.
Smart move by Holmes there. He saw that a lot of Huskers around the ball, so he hustled in there and grabbed it, knowing that he couldn't be tackled, and that would give him more yardage with a penalty flag because you don't have the 5-yard bubble there.
And that shorter kick into the wind for Holman does make it, for the guys that are getting downfield, a little bit difficult. They don't know where that ball's going to drop down.
Yeah, it definitely took a Rebels bounce there. It hit and came back towards the Huskers, so it ended up right back in their laps.
Ball set right at the Rebels' 45-yard line. They'll start from there. Mason Brown back at quarterback. Steps back, 1 step, has time, throws up the middle. Oh, and a nice catch at the Huskers 53. And I didn't quite catch the number of the lad that brought that in.
Number 11, Austin Lindo-Brow, brought that in. It was a bit of a low catch. He had to go down there and get it. He wasn't getting any more yardage than where he caught the ball, but it was enough for a first down. We got the nice thing about the Huskers defense out here is that they haven't given up a lot of points this year. Last year, they gave up a lot of points early in games. And this year they've been able to keep the opposition off the board in the early part of the game.
They're sort of interrupted there, Matt. Rebels calling a timeout. There's a lot of confusion on the part of the wide receivers there. They're trying to switch sides quickly.
Yeah, I saw that number 1 here was waving number 10 over to the other side, but he didn't see him right away. So all of a sudden now he's scrambling, so they had to burn a timeout early in the game, which isn't good because you need those later on.
First down remains, and no, again, we'll have to talk to the the trailer here and see if we can get that screen switched up for us. I'm not sure if it's a screen or something else going on.
I think it might be the cable in it, yeah. The cable connection. Giving us we're not able to see the replays here, so we can see what's happening live on the field in front of us.
Brown, receivers move up, takes 2 steps back, hard throw into the flat, and they are going to call that a good catch, and they will pick up enough for the first down there as they're going to move the ball up to the 41-yard line of the Huskers.
Well, it's number 11, Austin Lindbrow again, and it's a low throw. The quarterback's doing a good job, number 3, Mason Brown, of putting the ball only where he can get to it at 11 yards at a shot here. So they just keep moving the sticks and moving up the field quickly.
Brown again, back's got some pressure this time. They're going to get him.
Oh, we got him.
And nice work by the Huskers defensive line, and they're going to take Brown down for about a 4-yard loss here.
Well, and there you go. You got the leader in the league in tackles, Dawson Davis, in there for the sack. They blitzed him from the outside, and he came and just didn't give Brown any time to do anything with that ball. The D-line was in there helping him out too. So, I mean, they collapsed quite nicely on him.
Be second and pretty close to 15 here with the ball on the Huskers 45-yard line. And lots of confusion. Players being directed all over the place here. One in the backfield, 3 receivers to the left of Hunter. Nice little toss out, good catch by Cody Holmes. He holds on, and he's going to squirm forward, and looks like he's going to pick up the first down there, Matt.
Yeah, that number 10, Cody Holmes, with that, and he was able to get far enough up the field there to pick up the first down. Or he's going to be really close. Yeah, no, they're marking it as a first down. So great little toss and run there, that's for sure.
Ball on the Huskers, about 32. Brown under center this time. Leans forward. Oh, they did call it a third down, so they did need to pick up the yard and a half or so.
It was just short.
And that was brought forward by Ashton McKinnon.
Yeah, I was playing that in the back, and it kept coming on and going off, coming on and going off.
Ball currently on the Huskers 27-yard line. Mason Brown working from the shotgun.
And the Rebels here getting another first down to put them in great position.
Brown looks wide, wobbling ball, dropping down, and in and out of the arms of Deshaun Greenway. Greenway probably liked another shot at that one. Should have been catchable, but hung up in the wind a little bit.
And you look at it here, he puts the ball up nicely, and Deshaun turns, and he kind of just spins all the way around and has to come back to the ball. I think the wind was just playing games with him up there with that ball in the air.
Jordan Fari back there on the coverage. Second down, 10. Ball still on the 27-yard line. Brown again working from the shotgun with Aiden Enns Horvath behind him. Brown throws high and wide, goes well out of bounds on that one, looking to get the ball to number 10, Cody Holmes.
And it looked like it just got a bit away from him and fired up really high up in the sky there over the heads of the receiver. He had him open, but just put a little bit too much on it. And I guess number 1, Desmond Jeanson, was playing him pretty tight there too.
Looks like they're going to attempt the field goal. Not a bad decision here. They're going to set the ball down at the 35, and the wind is behind the kicker, so that's going to be number 47, Kyle Clark, looking to send that through the uprights, make that and get the first score of the day. Nice kick, and that is good.
It is good. Well, the Huskers want to come back and answer here. I mean, this is like I was saying earlier, they've done really well when they've kept the opponents off the board and come out with a hot start on offense. It's their turn here to answer back.
8:29 left here in the first quarter. It is the Westshore Rebels with a 3-0 lead over the hometown Chilliwack Valley Huskers. Let's get that right.
Well, the Huskers, they're going to be geared up. They really want to get going here. And I think they're going to take the ball on the 35. Yeah, they're just going to take the ball on the 35 and not be kicking in with the wind. What they do here, take the ball on the 35. They eliminate the Rebels from kicking with the wind and pinning them deeper in their own end zone.
Ball on the 35, as Matt mentioned, winning from center, hands off. Looks like Richardson. Sneaks in right between center Chad Moore and right guard Tegan Bulio.
He picked about 4 on the yard there. And Vaughn Richardson here, he runs the hard yards. He mishandles the ball a bit, but he pulls it back in, and he almost gets through, but it's his own O-line that ends up slowing him down enough for the tackler to come in, number 15, and Rayshon Provo, to come in and take him down.
Putting from the shotgun this time. Ooh, bad snap. They're going to blow play dead quickly. Not sure what the quick whistle was happened for, although it could have been that the Huskers were, the ball just kind of shuffled.
Oh.
Along the ground. Okay, Whitting picked it up with his knee down, I guess. So,
yeah, he put his knee down on the ground and picked it up, which puts the ball down his dead. You don't want the quarterback to go down and just get lit up there. Now, if he'd bent over and not put that knee on the ground, that would have been a live ball, and he could have pulled it up off the ground and thrown it. But then you're also, looking at his health and safety too.
Owen back to punt. Coverage team does a wise job of backing off. That's going to bounce out of bounds, and the Westshore Rebels will take over from their own 52-yard line.
Yeah, really good field position once again here for the Rebels. And the defense has to step up and not let them be completing those 10-yard passes and marching up the field. It's huge, this drive right now. They don't want to give up too many more points. I mean, another field goal wouldn't hurt them too badly, but if they give up a touchdown here, they're starting to put a big hole that they got to dig out of.
Brown is going to set up from the shotgun. Receivers step up. Lots of time, throws it down. Man's open. Ball caught by number two, make that Kane Stevenson.
Yeah.
The Rebels brings that in at about the Huskers 37-yard line.
We found a spot right in between the two defenders and sat down there, enough for a first down, move the sticks and get them down the field. I mean, that was a pretty good pass and catch with about 15, 20 yards there that they were able to get down the field.
Three receiver set to the left of Mason Brown. They move up. Brown again with time. Wobbler hauls up and tip. Austin Lindo Brow already had a pretty good game so far for the Rebels going after that one.
A great defensive play here by number 9, Josh Robinson, to get up there and make sure that Lindo Brow wasn't catching that ball. He didn't pick it off himself, but he was making sure that the receiver wasn't catching it. That last field goal, I mean, he kicked it pretty solid from the 35, and they're sitting at about 37 here. So if they don't make first down, I think the coach would be pretty confident going for another field goal here.
Brown steps back again, has time. Yeah. Offensive line's doing a great job for him. Now he's got some pressure going on, squirms to his right. Kind of trying to direct people in and out of the hands. All by himself with a mile around him. Aiden Hens Horvath, number 35 of the Rebels. And he's going to have nightmares about that one, Matt.
He's beating himself up right there. I don't think the coach has to say anything to him. He's beating himself up. I mean, Brown does so much work here to get open and get out of trouble. And finally, he sees the open guy and just tosses it down the field to him, and he should have had that. And he knows he should have had that.
I've cut my lawn in less time than it took him to get that throw away. He had plenty of time to get it away. Again, a bit frustrating, but the Broncos, as you mentioned, are going to go for the 3 points here.
Yeah, the kicker here, he nailed it the last time, so I don't see any worry about doing it again. Oh, and as I say that, off it goes.
Well wide, Poulin. He's going to bring it out of the end zone, makes it to about the 7-yard line before he's pushed out.
Yeah, he doesn't want to concede that single point, so he comes flying out of the end zone. He had some good, here's the kick here. He goes off to the left. Poulin gets ahead of steam and comes flying out of there, but he had guys on him right away as soon as he came out of the end zone, and he could only get about 9 yards before they pushed him out of bounds.
Got out a little bit further than I gave him credit for. Looks like the ball's placed on about the 20-yard line of the Huskers.
I think that's the way it goes, is that if they run it out, it goes to the 20.
Wooding turns, throws down, man open. Jovo gets it. He's got lots of room to work with. Working his way down past the center line. Being chased down, gets a shove from behind by Desron Kier. Nice catch and run by number 21, Remy Chovo.
That's why the number 1 passer in the league is throwing to the number 6 receiver in the league, and they're making big plays. This is what the Huskers need. Get some confidence going, get ahead of steam, and move that ball down the field. Remy just gets going, and great wheels on number 4 there, Desron Kier, to catch up with him and just give him that shove to get him out of bounds. He knew it wasn't tackling him, but he had to get him off bounds.
Ball placed on the Westshore Rebels 26-yard line. Wintink from under center again. Hands off Richardson. Squirms through, picks up maybe 3.
Great job by the defensive end here. I think it was number 13, Ashton McKinnon, to come around the end there. He's defensive end working on contain, and to come in and get on Richardson's back before Richardson even hits the line of scrimmage and take him down from behind, only allowing him to pick up 2. Really good job by the end. We're going to have a...
So there was illegal substitution called on the part of the Huskers. They're going to lose some yardage on that. They're going to move the ball back to the 35-yard line of the Rebels.
Oh. This is not good, not good. I mean, it's second down, and now they got a long ways to go to get a first.
About 18, yeah. So Winning from the shotgun, throws the ball out, and I think that was Anthony Dick. Turned, but ball was thrown well behind him. Couldn't come back and make a play on that.
Well, they had a great pass rush here by the Rebels to get around that outside edge, and Witink was looking right at the guy that was coming to lay a smack on him, and he got the ball out. I think Dick was supposed to do a comeback on that play, but I think Witink just didn't get it far enough up the field for him to come back to it.
So Cody, the Huskers will punt. Holmes stationed in the end zone of the Rebels. Oh, little bit of a trick play here. They got a couple of men on side. They're rushing down. Oh, they can't get to it on time. So
yeah, that Remy Chovo there, just flying down the sideline, and it was perfect. I mean, they saw the spot there. He tried to just chip shot it into it, but then it just bounced out of bounds. Chad
Moore did a good job of kind of adjusting that snap to get it to the right player. I think it was Richardson that may have kicked it there.
One of the upbacks, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and this is probably, for a defensive point of view, this is probably the best field position they've given up all day. The last two were right around the 50-yard line. Here, they're down on the Rebels are way down on their own 20, and it gives the defense something to work with.
Brown throwing again. I don't think they've handed off yet tonight.
Yeah.
And
good pressure on there. Had to get the ball away pretty quick, and the receiver, I think, turned inside instead of going outside like Brown was hoping, and it went sailing behind him.
2nd and 10.
And I think it was geared for number 11 there, Austin Lindo-Brow, who's had some phenomenal catches so far today.
Brown again from the shotgun. And Horvath steps up again. Brown's going to look to throw. Flags thrown early. And up, looper over the head of number 2, Kane Stevenson.
There's flags out of the head back. So they send a lot of bodies there on the rush. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be a holding call here.
If I was a betting man, Matt, that would be.
Yeah, a lot of bodies came on that rush.
Offside, okay. Well, Huskers will take that. So
yeah, I guess it was just an offside, so it's going to be 3rd down, and the punt team's going to come out on this one, that's for sure. Hey, Brown does a great job to get out of the traffic, out of the pressure, and down here, but then he just overthrows his receiver, who had position on the defender too. but it sailed over both their heads. Didn't get a chance to set his feet.
Trying to get the number on the player that's back there to punt.
Looks like 13.
Oh, it's blocked. Punt thrown in. There's a bit of a shove there as the Huskers were trying to make the play on that.
Well, and here's the thing: is it's going to be a penalty on the Rebels because he didn't play the ball; he played the man.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to play the ball here, and it's going to be like it's going to be on the 1 yard line.
They made it easy for the referee to throw the flag. It was right in front of him as the shove happened. That was number 13 who was back to punt, and that was Ashton McKinnon.
Yeah, it's a great block, which is exciting to begin with. And then to get down there and almost pick it up for a touchdown quickly, but this is going to be interesting what the call is here.
And I was trying to catch the number because McKinnon's jersey is kind of tucked up a little bit, and I thought, well, that wasn't the guy that was punting earlier. I thought maybe they were setting up a trick play themselves and snapping that ball back to a quarterback.
So we have the 2 yard line. So there's 2 penalties on the play. The first one was declined, and the second one was a dead ball foul. So here's the first one. I'm not sure what this one was. So you get in there and get the block, and that's Jeanson who gets in there quickly. And then it's one of the Kellys. I do believe that's Dion Kelly, number 22.
Kelly, yeah.
Number 22 that gets there. And he had a play on the ball to take it in for a touchdown. And the kicker, number 13 there, McKinnon, gives him a shove instead of actually going after the ball.
Under center. Hands it off to Richardson. He pulls his way forward. Touchdown,
Good
Huskers.
second effort. Great second effort by Richardson here. He hammers against that line, and the Rebels shut it all down. He bounced back up and then rolled off and went back in on an angle.
Liam McCormick and Mike Linger just bullying their way forward to make some room for Vaughn Richardson to work with.
And here he goes. And here's the GW Graham connection. Is McCormick and Langard have been playing O-line. They played O-line all through Chilliwack Giants and then over to GW Graham. Vaughn Richardson was the running back that they opened holes for year after year after year.
Well, the connection seems to work well. Why get away from it?
Yeah, that's right.
Up and through.
No, I watched these young men in the Dome year after year. They won provincial championships doing just that right there.
So Ethan Holman with the extra point. Gold star to Desmond Jeanson, who was the player that got in there and blocked that punt originally. Did a beautiful job of it, timed it perfectly.
Yep.
And that put the Huskers in position to score. They took advantage of it. It is now 7-3.
Well, and here's the thing: is the defense here is keeping them in games this year. Last year, the defense was giving up points, and they were fighting to try and catch up. It was a game of catch up right from the first quarter. You know, they got a little bit behind, 3 points, a field goal, and then they come back and answer huge like that. They get a special team play, they get a defensive play, and they get some points on the board. Nice kick.
Going to drop into the arms of Kane Stevenson. He juggles it, finally scoops it up. He's looking for some room. Shoestring. They slow him down. He's buried. They're going to push him back. Nice coverage by the Valley Huskers on a very nice kick by number 31, Ethan Holman.
It's number 2, Kane Stevenson here. He thinks he's fielding this ball in the air. I mean, he's like, I got this. It's no problem. And it right through the arms. He was looking for where he was going to run before he fielded the ball. And it gets him all wrapped up there. And a gang tackle, but it's number 30. It's number 30, Jane Claridge, that actually makes the initial tackle. And then a gang of them take him down.
Ball on about the 19-yard line of the Rebels. Mason Brown from the shotgun again. Some pressure. He has time. Nice hard throw, but it's going to be behind the receiver. And that's waved off as a good effort there by the receiver. I think that is Cody Holmes again. Tried to come back to that ball, but just couldn't get position to bring it in.
Both Cody Holmes and Austin Lindbrow have made some really good low catches here. The Brown's really good at putting the ball where only the receiver is going to get to it. He's not putting it up there where the defender has have a chance on it, but Holmes just didn't have a chance to get back onto that one.
2nd and 10 for the Rebels, ball on the 19. Mason Brown again from the shotgun. With time, over, nice little pass into the flats there, brought down, and it's going to be close, Matt. I think they probably moved that ball up to the 32 or so, maybe a little bit more than that. That is going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah, definitely. Great job here. Little swing pass. Holmes just follows his wall of blockers up the field. And then Dawson Davis and number 25 there, Easton Montour, are able to bring him down. But he did get enough to get the first down.
Like what Davis did there. You could see the arm come in, try and punch the ball out as he was bringing him down, looking to create that fumble.
Yeah. Well, he's a hammer.
Brown.
When he hits, he just hits like a hammer.
Oh, they get him. Oh, no, sorry, they got a sweet. I saw somebody get dragged down. Brown had to tuck that in and hold it. He picked up maybe 7 on the play.
Yeah, so the defense got some pressure on him, and as soon as he got touched, he took off running. Great job by Brown here because he knows he's got the pressure on him. He feels the touch as he takes off, and then he gets about 7 yards and slides. No sense taking a big hit there because he was lined up number 26. I think that's Daniel Mills. Yeah, Daniel Mills there was ready to lay a hit on him. Well, I guess it's only about 5 yards because now they're second and about 5 here.
About 5, yeah. Lots of movement. Brown looks into the flat. They knock the ball out of his hand. It's loose.
I think the Huskers got that ball.
I think they have picked that up. Looks like it's, and I'm going to say it's like 55 from here.
Yeah.
Nice work by Tristan Fournier to get on top of that ball quickly.
Oh, he's a happy man right now. I love it when linemen jump and do shoulders. That was a great job by Fournier there to get on that ball. I want to see who got a hold of it here. So he comes back.
Oh, great angle. Oh, he just had it come out of his hands.
He went to pull back, and he just pulled back too hard on it and went shooting out of his hands. And Fournier was Johnny on the spot. Well, I guess Tristan on the spot, but you know what I mean.
Ball on the 35. Woodink.
Yeah, doesn't look like anybody got a hand on him there. He just went and pulled back.
Woodink picking himself up. Got knocked back a little bit. I'm not sure if somebody got a hand on it or we've lost our feed to our replay. Here we go.
And it's back.
Oh, he got smoked.
As he was throwing the ball, he got just hammered. Big hit.
Huskers happy to have Woodink in today. He was injured in the game last week against the Sun. Whoa, bad snap high. They're going to have to chase it. Oh, and it's the Broncos that look like they've got there first. Maybe it's still loose, but a scrambling for it.
Well, there was a bouncy ball, and it looks right now like a Husker player is on the ball. So they may have got it back here. Let's take a look. A high snap, and he goes down for it. And it's number 33 and 13 that are kind of wrestling for it. But they're still going. And 55, I think
maybe 65. That might be Mike Lingert.
Mike Lingert
got in there and saved the day for the Huskers.
Yeah, but I mean, it puts it at 3rd down and a lot of yardage to cover.
Looks like Woodink's actually coming out struggling a little bit.
Well, he's carrying his shoe.
So well, that'll make you run a little bit funny, won't it? Yeah.
I don't think he's really struggling. He's just limping because he's only got one shoe on. Hey, when you play so hard, you lose your shoe, you know you're giving it your all, that's for sure. There's a great angle of watching Langer just fall on the ball.
First quarter, 7 for your Valley Huskers over the Westshore Rebels.
At the end of the quarter, so they're going to be switching sides. The ball moves so far back, it's not going to, you can't really, it's a short little move of the change of quarters here. But the Huskers are going to have a big hole to crawl out of with this 3rd down.
So we ended the first quarter score 7-3 for the Huskers. The points came from a field goal by, and I'm trying to remember the kicker's number, which is 47 Ryan Clark, and then a 2-yard touchdown run by number 23 Vaughn Richardson for the Huskers with the point after, and that puts Huskers up 7-3 here as we get ready to start the second quarter. Ball is on the Westshore Rebels 49-yard line. Huskers getting ready to punt.
Yeah, they're way too far for a field goal attempt. They're going to see if they can pin the Rebels down in their own end here.
Well, and a bit of a fortuitous quarter change here for the Huskers as they have turned and had the wind now behind them on this punt. So that should give them some advantage in maybe trying to pin the Rebels back a little bit further in their own zone.
And see, that was the Rebels were able to do that to the Huskers in the first quarter. So now it's the Huskers' turn. That wind's still blowing strong out there, according to the flags. And you can see the backup quarterback, number 12, Nicholas Nika is down there warming up. But I don't think, I think Witink is still doing okay there. Got his shoe back on.
Well, nice kick.
Big kick.
Down into the arms of number 16, Asad Sharif, it looks like. Oh, Sharif's got some room to work with. He's going wide. They're going to. He takes a cut back inside, makes some moves, and they finally catch up to him at the 45-yard line. And the Westshore Rebels get a bit of a break there on a really nice return.
Some really good blocking here right away. Now, nice big kick. Takes him back down about the 10-yard line here. And he takes off to his right and tries to get to the outside and gets some huge blocks that springs him and he's got a lineup here in there. It's number 14, Jordan Ferry, Dakota Mathers, that's able to grab a hold of that arm and just slow him up enough for the rest of the Huskers to come over and put a wall in front of him and stop him.
Huskers trainer out on the field there, Zach Esau, is having some difficulty finding his way to the sideline.
Yeah, he got blindsided on the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Caught the back of the shoulder there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a clean hit. He caught him shoulder to shoulder, but Esau kind of tried to duck underneath of it, and he came up off the shoulder and caught him in the helmet.
I was going to say, the way he's walking there,
yeah.
I'm going to, what did we used to come, trying to think of the term? He's
got his bell
rung. Exactly,
yeah.
And of course, as they should, both in football, hockey, any of these contact sports, they are very, very cautious when you see players have any kind of head injury. Brown has time now. He's going to get swallowed up. Nice work by the Huskers defensive line again. Ooh. Flag flies after the tackle. It will be a sack. They've moved it back by about 2 yards.
Well, I'm not sure what the flag here. It might be after the play. I don't know. I couldn't hear if the whistle went. So, they wrap him up, and then he flips him over here, and another player drops on him. So if the whistle had gone there, yeah. So it's going to be an unnecessary roughness because there's no need to flip him to the ground at the end.
My apologies. I've been calling. I'm not trying to off that. I think I've been calling these guys the Broncos. It is the Westshore Rebels.
You did it a couple times. I tried to correct you.
Thanks, Wayne, for coming up and fixing that for me.
Yeah. So unnecessary roughness, 10-yard penalty. It'd be huge.
Flags fly early. The Rebels.
Yeah. Yeah, on the Rebels.
Take advantage of a little break here to thank our game sponsor again, Kahunaverse Sports, from prospect to pro. You can check them out at kahunaverse.sports.com. Great way to pick up sporting equipment for the sports player in your family.
They had a great shop in South Surrey there.
First and 15. Brown back again, puts the puck. Oh, nice. That ball nicely pulled in by number 11, Austin Lindo Brown. He moves up, still working his way forward.
Wow.
And just wills his way to about the 25-yard line of the Huskers. Nice pickup there for the Rebels.
Lindo Brown here, he did a great catch, but the thing that he does so well here is that he reverses field after he catches it. The defenders are coming to their right, and he turns and goes to their left and takes off. And now the one defender comes back and tries to make a tackle, gets brushed off of him, and it's not until Jeanson gets wrapped up around him and is able to bring him down. Great run by Lindo Brown.
Brown. Handoff. First time we've seen the handoff today. That goes into the hands of Aiden Ensworth. Sorry, make that Ens Horvath. He bulls his way forward.
A big solid running back here, and they've stayed away and stayed with their throwing game, which they've had success with here. They finally handed off to him, and he just hammers through there, finds a hole, and starts moving up. And before he's finally brought down, looks like Jeanson gets underneath and takes him down. The defense needs to make a big stop here. It's second and about 1.
Big rush out to the flat, caught by Holmes.
Cody Holmes, yeah.
Ball's going to be placed on approximately, I'm going to say, the 7, maybe the 5-yard line of the Huskers.
It looks like he went right out at the 10. The line judge on the far side there is right on the 10. And Holmes was able to spin, but I think he stepped out of bounds right away and just kind of dove forward. Nice throw here. Puts it where only Holmes can get it. He turns around, but yeah, he stepped out right there at the 10-yard line. Great defensive job there to contain him outside and not give him any room to run.
Brown steps back into the end zone. A couple of Huskers are there. Oh, knocked down nicely. And good work by the defensive backs there to avoid picking up the pass interference. Ball was thrown to Deshaun Greenway.
And they had 2 on him here. One guy over top and one guy underneath. And they saw the ball and saw that they had a play on it. And they actually defended each other. It's number 13 and number 26, I do believe.
Ferry and Mills back there.
Yeah. No, 29. Walsh. Ferry and Walsh, yeah. They played defense on each other. And, one of them could have had it. There's Greenway giving a little wave to the camera.
Brown. Oh, a little flip forward, like a flea flicker almost, taken into the end zone, carried in by Kane Stevenson. And a little bit of a trick play there by the Rebels, and they have ahead 9-7.
This isn't quite the play here. I really like this one because it's going to be considered a pass because he threw it forward. He tosses it up in the air, and Stevenson's able to run underneath it, and right away because he had the empty backfield, everybody's back defending the receivers, and it was a great job by Stevenson and Brown.
Nice call by the offensive coordinator, J.C. Boyce, over there of the Rebels.
Well, and you always know JC's going to bring some tricks, and he's probably been adding a few to their repertoire this week, getting ready for this week's game. So we got a 10-7 game for the Westshore Rebels, and the Huskers are going to have to come back here and make some plays, get that ball down the field.
Nice sneaky little play.
Very sneaky play.
Puts the Westshore Rebels ahead 10-7 here at Exhibition Field. We're in Chilliwack. You know what the saddest part about me calling that team by the wrong name is? I coached junior bantam football in Richmond for 3 years. Teams was the Rebels, same colors. This should have been natural for me. I'm very disappointed in myself tonight. Well,
you said it a couple of times, and I kept getting with the Rebels. But the worst part is it's on the TV right in front of us, too.
Yeah, well, there's that. I don't get to look down there that often.
Yeah.
Kyle Clark gets set to kick off for the Rebels. Chovo and Poulin back to receive the kickoff.
Try to get all set here.
Lots of movement back there. Good end-over-end kick's going to come down to Poulin. Makes some moves, has to picking up speed. He has some room to work with. It's going wide. A couple players to beat.
There's going to be a hold
Gets
there.
To the almost center field there, Matt. But as you said, there's going to be a holding call out there.
Yeah,
we're going to move that return back a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to go back. I saw it there. The guy that was out with the lead block there, right out in front. He had a bit of shirt, and it was right in front of the ref, so he's going to see that too. So you get Poulin gets a head of steam and a wall of blockers and gets down there, and right up there. I think it was number 29 on. 29. So
another great run back by Poulin tonight.
Yeah,
though.
Poulin's got wheels. Once he gets a head of steam and a couple of blocks, he's going. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's a ball of energy out there, and he really brings his team up.
He's a fiery dude. He was, he's trying to get some stuff done before the game started. He needed to work with a lot of trainers. You can see him really fired up about that. He's the guy that carries the flag out onto the field. Nice little reverse play here into the arms of Poulin. Gets smoked as he picks up maybe 2 yards.
He tried to jump cut. There's a couple flags on the play here. He had a jump cut back inside, and he got hit in midair. And here he comes. They get the blockers down in front of him, and he comes down on the cross of the handoff. He jumps in the air, and number 16, I think it is, 15?
15, I believe, yeah. That's Rayshon Provo. Stepped up.
I think Provo knew he was hitting him. I think Poulin jumped into him. And now the refs, they're backing up again.
I didn't catch what the penalty was.
Hold.
It was a hold, okay.
Yeah, so hold. So they're going backed up 10 more yards.
So the Huskers moving in the wrong direction in their own end zone. Ball's going to be snapped from about the 25-yard. Lots of movement along the line. Number 8, Brian McKinnon, came blasting in there and took Whitting down, who's already kind of moving with a bit of discomfort out there, Matt.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened here. Okay, so it looks like there's a bit of a, so huge offside on the, and the guy that hits him, it was clearly offside before the ball was even snapped. And that's the unfortunate thing. The whistle should have been going at that point. Yeah. Just because, the quarterback was in a defenseless position, and the guy that was offside came in there and just took a shot at him.
Yeah, a bit of discretion there on the part of the referees. I guess there was potential there to have a unsportsmanlike called on that.
Yeah.
Whitting now takes a look down, steps up, has time to work with. He's going to pull it in. Oh, he's got lots of room now. He's going to come up and slide at the 40.
Oh, I think it's dog-piled on afterwards. Great job by Whitting to recognize that there wasn't anything. The pocket was collapsing. He steps up and goes for a run. Very good field awareness. He gets 10 yards up the field and slides down here. He steps up, nothing's there. He knows he doesn't have any time, breaks one tackle, gets up the field, and goes in for a slide.
And a lot of players falling around him, nobody jumping on him.
Actually,
now into the flats. Oh, it's up there, and that's potentially up for grabs for a couple of defensive backs. Number 4, Desron Keir, number 8, Brian McKinnon of the Rebels.
It was number 7, Nathan Desnoyers that was the target here, but Whitting just gets it a little bit too up over his head. He can't get up there and get it, and he's brought down out of the air there.
Kind of got away from him, a bit of a duck towards Desnoyers.
Yeah. I think he's getting a little rattled out there. I mean, he's taking some unnecessary hits and hard hits out there. So they need to get that ball down the field and just keep after it.
They want to come over and calm him down a little bit. You don't want your quarterback getting too excited.
Yeah, you need him to be calm, cool, and collected. He can't be losing his cool out there. So they're short a guy on the field, so they let the clock tick out, give up the 5 yards, get their player out on the field. One of the up blockers didn't.
Looking down to our right here, you see there's an ambulance that slid in, and I'm wondering if they are going to take a closer look at Mr. Esau here. Nice kick, bounces into the hands of Sharif again. He goes wide. Nice work. Great coverage.
That's number 9, Josh Robinson. In the games I've been to, he's been a spark plug for the defense and the special teams. He's got a great wheels, great head of steam here, gets down the field, and he just goes flying in there. Jeanson makes him curl in, and Robinson's waiting for him. Great teamwork there to get the runner down way back at what, about the 15-yard line? Oh, so it's going to be about the 21-yard line.
About the 21, yeah.
About my bad, yeah. And yeah, it looks like they're getting Esau ready to take him in the bus here. and have a closer look at him. He wasn't walking too well, and this is probably a really good idea.
Brown tucks it back in. He's going to go wide, runs right into the outside linebacker, gets to about the 25. Yeah, you can see, you know, when they were bringing Zach off, and they had to give him direction towards the bench. He was pretty woozy there, so I think good call here to get him looked after by some professionals. Not that our trainers don't do a good job of that, but
no, but there comes a point. There comes a point where, you know, it has to stop being a trainer and then start being a professional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rebels are moved back to the 16. First down and about 15 to go.
You know, it's tough on the coaches too. I mean, the game's still going, so they got to keep coaching, but they're going to be worried about their player here on the sideline. You know, I mean, Coach Reese does a great job of bonding with these boys, and I know he cares. So
Brown rolls out to his right, throws into the flat. Wide open was number 1, Deshaun Greenaway. Pulls that in. Don't think it's going to be enough for the first. Let's take a look and see where he was when he pulled that in.
Well, they're spotting it just short of the line there of the 30, and it looks like he's got to get to about just short of the 31 to make a first down. So he's just short a yard on third down. I'm thinking they're going to go for it here, but they may change their mind and kick. Oh no, it's only second down.
Yeah, second down and yeah. And,
all right. Yeah, my bad.
And even at third, Aiden Enns Horvath is a big boy, a bit of a load back there. So
yeah.
They haven't run him much tonight. They just handed it off to him once so far. But he had some pretty good success. It is handed off to Horvath.
Right, but he's gonna. It looks like he's gonna
pretty quickly. Yeah.
They did stuff him fairly quickly, but it looks like he's gonna have just enough for the first down there. It's going to be close. I wouldn't doubt that they. Oh, maybe short. They might have to measure this one up here.
Measure that, yeah, for sure, yeah. And it's going to be inches, Matt.
Yeah, and number 25 in there, nice and quick for the tackle, Easton Montour, to stuff him up really good.
We're going to get another crack at it. It looks like they're just going to go ahead, call it third down, but it's going to be
third and inches. Yeah.
Third and 6 inches.
Well, they pulled Brown out. And it looks like they just.
Yeah, Ashton McKinnon comes in.
Yeah, and
a big push forward by the offensive line is going to get the Westshore Rebels.
Yeah,
their first down.
Yeah, more than enough there. You know, I love this play here. Let's pull the quarterback off and just give it to a big body to ram forward with. It gives the quarterback a second to go over and talk to the OC as well. A play to go over there and talk to them. If they get it, he comes back on the field with a fresh play in mind. If they don't get it, he's already on the sideline.
Brown gets it, rolls to his left this time. Under some pressure, they're going to get him.
Oh, yeah, they got him.
And I think that's a third or fourth sack tonight for the Huskers.
It's never died. My spark plug, Josh Robinson. Great job here. He comes in around the outside and just wraps him up and takes him down. Excellent.
I'm trying to get the number because there was somebody that kind of got there first that slowed him up, and I think it's number 55.
Well, you had the
Tristan Fournier.
Tristan Fournier, number 56 as well, got in there. Matthew Beaudry, that made him have to kind of turn around and slow down and pull up, and then Robinson came in from behind and cleaned him up.
Turned him back.
And great. So he's looking down this sideline. So it's great coverage by Jeanson here.
That's going again to his left. Little looper up there into the hands of number 2. Make that Stevenson.
We got a flag on the play here, but it was number 49, Dawson Davis, was right on number 2 right away. So even though he got that ball came down, I'm not sure the flag. It looks like it might be a holding on the flag there. So I do believe that they're going to turn that. They're going to decline that and have them kick.
Yeah, you can see as Brown was starting to move out, the flag came down. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
McBride assessed the holding penalty.
Yeah. And I think he was getting beat there, and he's getting the pressure of his head back on his quarterback. I don't think he had much of a choice but to grab some jersey there. You hate to say it, the coaches hate to see it, but it happens.
McKinnon back to punt. Nice snap. He has got time. Oh, they came very close to blocking that one again. Down into the arms of Poulin. Makes a couple of moves. Picks up maybe a 4-yard gain on the return. And the Huskers will start off from the Rebels' 51-yard line.
Poulin here, he's got such great wheels, but he didn't really get very much room to run here. So he gets a couple of blocks, but just not enough. It's Tashivo there is pretty much his only blocker, and he's trying to stop 3 guys. You know, it's not the easiest thing to do.
Again, really good pressure by the Huskers on the punter. Woodink back, launches it. It's in the air. Oh, in and out of the arms of Anthony Dick, I believe that is. Nice,
nice
defensive play there by number 7, Eric Williams.
Well, and Williams is good coverage here, and Dick smacking himself because he knows he wanted that one back, because he gets up there and he gets his hands on it, and just Williams gets enough of a hand in there that he can't get it. Just kind of pops it out.
Good work on Williams on the number 2 receiver in the BCFC right now, Anthony Dick. Wooding with time, launches it again down the sidelines. Lots of pushing up. Dick gets it, he works his way down. He's going to get taken down to the 5-yard line of the Rebels. And it just went right back to it, Matt.
And the funny thing here is, if we watch the replay here, there's a lot of grabbing going on. So you can feel the fans, the Valley fans, starting to get worked up about pass interference that just went into a cheer when he caught the ball instead. You know, you can feel that pressure coming, and then he catches it, and everybody cheers.
This guy, you know, I know Warren coined the nickname the Dictator on Anthony Dick at the beginning of the year. This guy, I tell you, he can just, you put it into the crowd, just throw it into the zone, and he'll get under it.
Well, he burned number 4 on the catch, but number 25 was there to clean it up for him.
Oh, it's intercepted in the end zone.
Oh, not good.
Cody Holmes looking to get out. They're going to chase him out. Oh, he's still going. He's got some space to work with, and he gets by everybody. Oh, no, you can see the referees are calling it down there. He stepped out at some point. Looks like at about the 15, but
his teammates are slowing him down over on the sideline there. No, stop. You stepped out of bounds. So who are we aiming for here?
He was trying to get the ball to Poulin.
Yeah, and then Holmes just comes underneath and takes it away from him.
Read it beautifully.
Yeah, and a great job. And right about there, he steps out of bounds. He had 2 steps out of bounds. But you know what? You don't hear the whistle, you keep going.
Exactly. I'm going to take this ball and go home with it. I'm pretty happy with what I just did there.
His teammates are slowing him down.
Cody Holmes, the hero for the Westshore Rebels, as they deny the Huskers a opportunity. 5 minutes and 8 seconds left in the second quarter. It is the Rebels with a 10-7 lead here over the Valley Huskers. Brown directing receivers. Calls for the snap. That little flip play again, same play that they scored on. Stevenson going to the outside. He's going to pick up about 18 yards on that play.
A great tackle here. You see Dawson Davis comes in here and wraps him up. He spins out of it. A great little flip here to Stevenson. He comes around the outside. Good move there, a little stiff arm. And then Davis squares him up here, and he spins out of it. And as he comes out of the spin, Daniel Mills is waiting for him just to clean him up there.
Welcome to the Valley.
Welcome to the Valley. All right, but he picked up a first down on a great run.
It was great, yeah, about 18 yards.
Yeah, really good run.
Brown. Some pressure, loops it up, nobody there.
Yeah, I think there's a miscommunication with his receiver there. One of them, because there's 2 in the same spot, same area. So I think one of them was supposed to do an out, one of them was supposed to do the route that both of them ran together.
Take the hand off and then just throws it out into the flat, as you say. Somebody misread their assignment on that one. Lots of pressure on him though too, so it could be that he just couldn't get it to where he wanted it to be. 2nd and 10, Rebels on their own 32-yard line. 3 receivers set to the right of Mason Brown. On the shotgun, takes a look. Under some pressure now, they get a hand on him. He goes wide, kind of loops one up, and is going to throw it out of bounds on the far side.
And smart play here, just to get rid of that ball. He had too much pressure on him, and everybody was covered down there. I mean, that was an interception waiting to happen. If Brown didn't do it, he did right there. Great play, good Good IQ there. Just get rid of that ball. Throw it
Here he is again. Tristan Fournier got the hand on him, but he was not going to catch up to him once he got away.
No, throw it to your teammate on the sideline who doesn't even have their helmet on.
Back Esau strapped down. Here comes the punt. Kind of a wobbling punt. It's going to roll out of bounds at the 54 of the Huskers.
But Poulin goes flying down there. They don't want to put that ball into Poulin's hands. They've seen that he's going to cause some damage if they give him that ball. And that was a good idea here. Get the ball off to the sideline, get it out of bounds down the field, and then make the Huskers earn the yardage and don't give Poulin a chance to break something wide open.
So the Huskers, with the missed opportunity earlier, no worse for wear. They're going to get the ball back at their own 53, it looks like. And let's try again.
3.5 minutes. They want to put some points on the board here before the half.
Whitting checks off, gets the ball out to his secondary receiver there, and they're going to move the ball up right to the 50-yard line. A pickup of about 7, Matt.
Well, I think that was Anthony Dick there that caught that one and then got turned up the field there. He gets wrapped up here, and then he drives with the guy on his back another 3 yards forward. And a great job by Dick to get that extra yardage.
Whitting from the shotgun. Hard out right into the, I think it's Poulin that pulled that down. Yeah. It is. And enough for the first down. They pick up about 7 on the play.
Well, this has kind of been their MO for the games that I've seen too. Here is they get some positives going in the first quarter and the second quarter and whatnot, and then Poulin and Dick really get hot as soon as Whitting starts getting that rocket launcher going, and then the two of them start just adding the numbers on.
Number 1 and the number 2 receivers in the league right now, both standing side by side out there waiting for that ball. It's a bit of a pick. It was Poulin with picking up the first down for the Huskers.
The ref's having a bit of a conference out there.
See the Rebels coach is calling out to them. I'm not sure what the issue is.
Or if there even was one.
You can see Whitting talking to the referee, big smile on his face. So obviously happy with whatever the outcome is going to be here, because they're going to keep the ball and start off 1st and 10 on the 44. Whitting again fires the ball down. Nice. Oh, in and out of the hands. Oh, bit of a late hit there.
Well, I don't even really think it's a hit. I think he just fell on him. I think his feet got taken out from underneath him, and he didn't have a choice where he was landing here. Whitting fires this, and I think that's number 17, Jacob Penner, isn't it? Yeah, Jacob Penner. And he pops in and out of his hands, and before he's turned around there and just cannot bring that in.
Whitting. Hard out into the flat. Nice grab. I think that's Shovo that might have brought that in.
Shovo, yeah. I think he's going to be maybe a yard short of the first down. Yeah, maybe a yard here short of the first down. So I don't think, I think at this point, you got 2.5 minutes left. You're down in their end. I can't see them punting here. I think they're going to be going for this one.
It looks like they're sending out one of the big boys to shore up that offensive line.
Yeah.
Out comes Nathan Denoyer. Oh, a little bit of
stutter step around.
Stutter step, but that's going to get it for them. And they went over to the left side of that line again. Lingert and McCormick out there.
I've seen Vaughn Richardson do this so well here. And it's not a great angle to see it, but the defender dropped his head and Richardson stepped to his left. As soon as that defender's head dropped, Richardson moved to his left. The defender bounced off his hip, and he was able to pick up another 5 yards afterwards.
Whitting with time. Nice throw downfield. Oh,
there you go.
Looks trying to catch number 17. That's Jacob Penner.
Jacob Penner. He's making up for missing that one. I've watched Jacob Penner play for the Chilliwack Giants, and I guarantee you that he went back there and he said, Sorry I missed that one. Give me another.
That's exactly. And, great, great work by Julian Wintick to trust those receivers. He's got a lot of good targets. There's a wealth of riches as far as receivers go for this Valley Huskers team.
For sure. And definitely he's one of the better receivers that they have out there, Jacob Penner.
Ball on the 3. They hand it off. I think it was Richardson that was bulling his way forward. He may have got it down as far as the 1.
Well, he just hammered in there, and it doesn't look like he made it across the line there.
It is Richardson coming out from the bottom of the pile there.
Yeah.
You can see the Rebels converging very quickly there to bring him down.
They knew it was happening. So they're going to be about 6 inches away here. They're calling off one of the linemen.
Yeah, well, they called the timeout, I believe.
Yeah. Dink's limping.
Yeah.
And he's over there talking to the offensive coordinator and getting an idea what they're going to do here. And I think they want to put the score on the board here, and then get into the half up, and probably get some ice on that leg of Watink, because he's favoring in that right leg quite heavily.
I think it's it was a Broncos game with one of the last home games that we played here, and Huskers won fairly handily. Winnick was coming off the field and said, "Hey, that was a great game, really exciting." He goes, "Yeah, we got lots to work on." That's what the young man's like. It wasn't about celebrating the win. It was, "Oh yeah, we got lots to work on." So.
Yeah, no, and that's the right attitude to have. You'd never be content. Oh, nice job. Richardson proved he's a magician here, because he disappeared on those 2 defenders, like completely disappeared. I think they thought they were sandwiching him, and he had a different idea for sure. Here we go. They get the handoff to him here, and the 2 defenders come through. Oh, they hit each other's and knocked each other off of them. Great job by Vaughn Richardson. Seen him do this 100 times, and it's just so much fun to watch every time.
Another great job by the offensive line to create space for Richardson. Ball is up and through. And the Valley Huskers go ahead 14-10 here. 1:44 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's exactly where the Huskers wanted to be. I guess they'd actually probably be a little further ahead, but this is an ideal position for the Huskers here. They can keep the Rebels off the board and just get into the locker room up, come out in the second half, and execute their game plan. This is what they want right now.
See Whitting. Well, we're having a conversation with the trainer. Helmet's off, but he looks like he's going to be able to get back in.
Yeah.
Still walking with a bit of a limp on the sidelines.
Hopefully they'll be able to get back in there for the second half, throw some rockets. And it's almost like he needs the first quarter to heat up, and then once he's heated up, there's just no slowing down.
Nice kick by Holman's going to send it all the way down into the end zone. Tracked down by Greenaway. He's going to try and bring it out. Oh, there was a bit of a hold there.
Yeah, a huge hold.
Flags are flying. Greenaway's made it to the 20-yard, make that about the 25-yard line, but there's, I think you'll see on the replay, you can see one of the blockers there just get the arm out and grab the pursuing Husker.
Yeah, well, he goes to throw a block on him here, and it's number 9, Robinson, who's coming down flying, and when he steps around him,
tackles him.
Yeah, he grabs his leg and holds onto it. So there's a flag there, and the ball's definitely going to be marching back a few yards.
Now, I'm not sure what the flag was thrown for that, whether they caught that or not, but they're definitely going to move that ball back.
Yeah.
No, that is exactly what happened. So good catch by the official there.
Hitting below the waist. So now, and because it was in the end zone, it's going to be the ball gets put on the 1-yard line. That really sets them back here. So now the defense has an excellent opportunity to get a safety and put some points on the board themselves before the half. I probably jinxed them saying that. Those are that's like shutout. You're not supposed to say those sort of things
Yeah,
out loud.
exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Into the bad box. Mason Brown in his own end zone, takes a step back, looking out onto the flats, gets it out about the 3.
Jeans in blue attire trying to get down. He saw the play develop in front of him, and he went to try and push forward, and he just slips a bit here and gets back up there to slow him down.
Yeah, a bit of a duck.
Yeah, because it was right on the one there. So, but he stepped out of bounds right about the 3-4 yard line. So that's where
Mills in there to help out.
Yep.
Ball on the 4. It's again that little flip pass that they like to do. Huskers read it very well this time, and certainly nothing forward and maybe back a couple of yards.
Yeah, they had the contain there so that Stevenson couldn't get to the outside. He had to cut back to the middle, and the defenders were just waiting for him at that point.
Well, and what I'm seeing is the defensive line had such great penetration, they just cut off the path of Stevenson as he tried to get around. He had to turn back in.
Number 92, Jace Harden, just sealed the deal for him there. Yeah, so they're going to be third down on their own 5-yard line.
The wind's picking up. The papers are flying here, Matt.
I know. As I said, that might go flying everywhere.
Be interesting to see what they elect to do here.
You got to punt, or concede the safety.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Whether they're just going to do that rather than Poulin's had some pretty impressive run back so far, and that's what they're going to do is give up the safety. So the Huskers pick up 2 points.
Great job by the defense to contain them down there and not let them get out of their own end. And now they're actually going to get the ball back prior to the half one more time in probably pretty favorable field position because the kick's going to be are they just going to place the ball?
Coach Bob Reese animatedly conversing with the officials. I'm not sure what he saw that he's upset about. Something to do with how the player, I just saw him go down on one knee. I had a question about that. So.
They're going to need to give up the safety, and I'm thinking along the same lines. Like it should be a kick from about the 25-yard line, maybe the 35-yard line. And so here he goes. Grab. Oh, that's the flip play. 120 on the clock. And yeah, they're going to have to kick it, and it's going to have to be probably a favorable kick for the Huskers here. I can't remember if it's the 35 or the 25 that they kick from.
That was 35 it looks like. Yeah, setting it up. But again, a nice break for the Huskers here.
Well, it's going to put them in pretty good field position. And, I mean, if they kick it back, you got Toshivo and you've got Poulin back there deep, who both have wheels, who both run a ton. And some big blockers up in front of them.
Yeah, both shifty guys. You're darned if you do, darned if you don't. Doesn't really matter which one you put the ball down to. Nice end-over-end kick. Poulin is going to get underneath that. Far side. Tries to make a couple of moves, looking for some space. Oh! Just kind of blows a tire at about the 40-yard line.
He's following his blockers here, and he's moving down the field. He did one too many jumps there, and I think he just kind of tripped himself up. And he fields the ball cleanly here. Very nice, and he's got a line of blockers for him. Makes the first guy miss. Comes down, he just hops through, and then, tripped over. The turf monster got him. Grabbed him by the foot. So now you got 1:13 on the clock, and you got Witink back there, and I'm sure the guns are loaded.
Witink back in. Gets the ball down. Chovo. And it looks like he's going to pick up the first down. It is. He's at the 50-yard line.
Yep. It only took off 7 seconds off the clock. Great job. Move that ball and just keeps
they're trying to get the yard markers set there. Play started. Woodink. With lots of time. Alexa, throw it out. Oh!
Great effort by Holmes there. Great effort. Number 15.
And Sean Provo.
Provo gets his hand up on the ball, and he actually tipped it out of Holmes' hands. I think Holmes had a play on that ball if Provo left it alone.
Holmes seeing visions of his second interception.
Yeah, and he just
of the afternoon.
Yeah, and Provo had to tip that because Poulin was right there waiting for it. If he didn't tip it, Poulin had a chance on it too, but Provo knew that he had that ball.
Ball's down in the air. Chovo gets the arm up, can't bring it down. It'll be third down.
Yeah.
10 to go. And the Huskers will send out the punt team with 52 seconds left.
The fans are screaming for PI here, but it's just there was none. There was just a little hand fighting going on. So that's perfectly legal.
And again, well called by the officials again.
Yeah.
As we were talking about for the game. They're the ones that are right there watching this stuff go on. It's hard to call it from up here in the stands.
Yeah. I know when I watch my Chargers play on Sundays, every play that they don't get what I want done, it's a penalty. But that's usually not the case.
Wearing your "Where's the Call" T-shirt.
Yeah. Hey, hands are in the air. Yeah. Every time they don't score a touchdown, it's got to be a penalty. No, and I mean, these referees do a great job. I mean, we got a really experienced crew out there on the field today. I think there's, 7 of them out there, 6 of them out there? Nope, 7. And they're watching everything. So they're not perfect, but they do a heck of a job.
Huskers with a 16-10 lead here on the strength of 2 touchdown runs by Vaughn Richardson and a 2-point touchback. The Rebels with 10 points, a first quarter field goal from Kyle Clark, and then a touchdown from Kane Stevenson on that little forward flip pass that the Rebels have tried 3 times tonight, successful with it twice.
Yeah, they've had big success twice. Once it didn't work at all for them, but the other 2 times it was huge.
Nice spiraling punt. Heads down. It's going to
way
go
over
over
his
the
head.
of Sharif. He's going to chase it into his own end zone.
And Robinson's right there on top of him. Yeah.
There they are. Nice coverage.
Yeah. And there's another point for him right there.
And as Robinson got down there again.
And I don't understand, and I'm not 100% sure if they do a special teams player of the week. I don't understand how he's not that person every week. He's such a spark plug on special teams. He gets out there and just throws his body at these returners, and he has such success at doing it. It's so fun to watch. He's just fired up there too. He's bouncing coming out of that tackle.
One of the players that Coach Bob Reese recruited out of the Manitoba, the Winnipeg area.
Well, you can see why, that's for sure.
It's a great mix, this team, actually. It's a lot of guys out of Manitoba and then local kids, and they seem to have gelled so nicely.
Well, he did a good job this year, and I've seen him in a lot of football events looking at these kids. He's done a great job of scouting the local talent, which is great because you don't have to worry about bringing them in and billeting them and all that sort of thing here, right? They're local and they're homegrown, and there is the talent here in Chilliwack, Abbotsford, in the Valley to really add bodies to this team.
Aiden Horvath blasts his way forward to a first down for the Westshore Rebels. They hand it to him again over the same side of the line. Not the same amount of success, though, as he's down. And it looks like just looked like he was injured at first, but he's just positioning himself to get up. About a 3-yard gain there, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, he blasts himself through there, but he just can't get anything open. And he gets shut down pretty quick.
19.8 seconds left here in the second quarter. Huskers with the 17-10 lead
I think the clock didn't stop fast enough at the end of the play there, so they wanted a bit more. 23 seconds.
Put 23 seconds on, so lots of time for the Rebels to work with. Second down, about 7 yards to go. Brown, hands on. Oh, play is blown dead. Usually a good indicator that. I heard a call from the referee. Didn't quite catch what it was there.
They're asking to change the clock. I thought he said 19.8, then it changed to 23.
Yeah, it was 23. That was. Oh, there we go. It actually was set to 2.3, I think.
Oh, there we go. Forgot the 0.
That helps. Oh, now it's running. Time was called in. Of course it's running.
Yeah.
Brown has time for one more play. Steps back. Throws out to the flat. Bit of a wobbler. Gets
You get one more shot here.
Away here, yeah. Trying to find Kane Stevenson out in the flat. The ball just got away from Mason Brown.
And this is going to be, I can't see him punting here. I mean, you got 5.1 seconds left. Your third down, yeah. I can't see him punting here. But
well, they've got, and again, I'm assuming that this is correct. It's Aston Stevenson is the guy that's back punting for them, number 13. He's also a quarterback. So Huskers will want to be aware of the fact that this lad might be able to launch the ball. He is, in fact, going to punt it, though.
And it curves way out of bounds.
And they're going to let time run out here in the second quarter.
Yeah. Yep, that's the end of the quarter, or the half. The Huskers got them right where they want them.
They do, and it's a good half of football. Some nice plays by both teams. We're going to finish, as we mentioned, with the Huskers with a 17-10 lead, and we will be back right before the start of the second half with a first half scoring summary.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We had a bit of a rough start to the season. Mom! So it was time to update Dylan's gear. Kahuniverse.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, Kahuniverse.com.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We had a bit of a rough start to the season. Mom! So it was time to update Dylan's gear. KahunaFirst.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, KahunaVerse.com.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We had a bit of a rough start to the season. Mom! So it was time to update Dylan's gear. KahunaFirst.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, KahunaVerse.com.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We had a bit of a rough start to the season. Mom! So it was time to update Dylan's gear. KahunaFirst.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, KahunaVerse.com.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We had a bit of a rough start to the season. Mom! So it was time to update Dylan's gear. Kahuniverse.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, Kahuniverse.com.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We had a bit of a rough start to the season. Mom! So it was time to update Dylan's gear. Kahuniverse.com had it all, including equipment and our team's custom clothing. Looking playoff ready, Dylan.
From prospect to pro, Kahuniverse.com.
TV.com, and today powered by Kahuna Sports. From prospect to pro, we're going to start the second half with the Huskers enjoying a 17-10 lead here over the Westshore Rebels, scoring courtesy of the following. The first points of the game came to the Rebels on a field goal. That was a nice punt, or make that a kick, by number 47. Kyle Clark. Later in that first quarter, the Huskers went ahead 7-3. Touchdown by Vaughn Richardson, about a 2-yard run, and followed up by the single point by Ethan Homan. The second quarter, touchdown for the Rebels, scored by kind of a neat little flick play as a pass, but just a little flick play from Mason Brown to number 2, Kane Stevenson. He took it in for the touchdown. Then later for the Huskers, number 23, Vaughn Richardson scored again. Very similar play, other end of the field, 2-yard run. And then the other points for the Huskers came courtesy of a 2-point safety when the punter, number 13, Ashton McKinnon, conceded in the end zone. And then after a huge punt by Ethan Homan, Huskers were able to get down and trap number 13, Ashton McKinnon. Sorry, it was number actually 16, Asad Sharif, in the Rebels end zone, picked up the extra point, and that brings us to the point where we are 17-10 here as we get ready to start this second half. Rebels should be starting off with the ball. As we welcome Mr. Matt Macri back to the booth. Oh. That's a fixture here in the local football community in Chilliwack, and every time I walk down there and I see him between halves, he's usually got about 12 people standing around him asking him questions and stuff. So he's trying to wolf down some lunch here. So we'll keep it going while we wait for Matt to catch up. A little conversation going on out there between the officials and the team captains. Quick handshakes and we'll get ready to get this thing going. Huskers did lose one player to injury in the first half. Zach Esau took a helmet-to-helmet shot on some punt coverage and had to be directed off under the direction of a trainer, and then later was taken off by ambulance. Precautionary. They didn't rush him out of here by any means, but to be checked out at hospital, and we're hoping that Zach Esau is going to be feeling okay by the end of the day here and back in action soon. Homan gets the ball on the tee. Looking across the field, Matt, just noticing that the flags are now drooping. So some of that, those gusty winds that the players were having to contend with earlier in the game seems to have petered out a little bit here.
Well, the winds really died down there in the at the halftime, which is it's going to be good for the Huskers to start off with, because they're going to be going into the wind here for the third quarter.
Oh, they're going for the onside, and
I think it's going to be Huskers ball, because
I think it is. Yeah,
it went 10 yards and then came back, so it did actually hit 10 yards down the field.
You can see, and I think it was Desmond Jeanson kind of reached behind him as the ball took a bit of a funny bounce.
Yeah.
He touched it on the way down. So.
Yep, he did. So that's going to be their ball. That should be the Huskers' ball. Daniel Mills, Johnny on the spot, gets the ball, gets on top of it.
So great call by the Husker special teams coaches. It's going to get them position early here in the second half.
Well, it's always a good time to do it, because the receiving team's not expecting it that early.
Whitting double clutches his receivers, gets the ball, looks down, big fight, and wow, there was some
good defensive play by number 7.
Yeah, there was a lot of clutching and grabbing as on the way down there, though, but they're going to leave that as, again, it was the pass was to Anthony Dick. He's unable to bring it down.
Well, there's no touching until the ball is touched, so that's okay. Well, after the ball is touched, you can go in and smack as much as you want. You just can't do any touching before that. Second
down, 10. Whitting looking down, has time. Throws it right into the arms of Rayshon Provo. And Provo
it's going to come back.
Has a ton of room to work with. And
there's 2 flags on the play here.
Well, Poulin came down and sort of did a little diving check to bring down McKinnon. The flag went down right away.
But I think there's a late hit. There's a late hit here on the quarterback. So I think this is going to be going back to the Huskers' hands regardless. Because he got rid of the ball and then he got just smoked. And then we got Provo running down the field here, and Poulin comes across, and it's a low. He went down for the knees. You can't hit that, go down low on a tackle like that. So interesting how this all sort of works out in the end.
There'll be a lot of math involved.
Yes, yeah. And Anthony Dick's got his arm around Poulin to keep him under cool there, because Poulin doesn't think he deserved a flag on that one, but that's definitely a penalty. You can't do that.
So, and you can see that just as the ball went, or the camera shot went out of the screen there, you can see Whitting get nailed.
Yeah. So they're having a conversation here. They haven't moved the ball from where the tackle was. No one really knows what's going on here. We don't know. They don't know if the defenses are out on the field or the offenses are out. The refs are trying to sort it all out in the middle of the field here.
Well, I'm wondering, the late hit almost came after the change of possession.
And the coach is on the Rebels coach is away out on the field, so he's being sent off the field at this point.
Yeah. be interesting to see how they call this. My sense is that the Rebels will get the ball.
And I think it's going to come back because of the roughing the passer.
There's a conversation going on between two of the Rebels players and the Huskers bench. Flag flies.
Westshore, number 9. Here's the run back. We have one on the rear, number 2, Sept. Both penalties will be applied from the 45-yard line, and we have an objection of conduct, number 15, Westshore. Take my pass and picked up.
All right, so it is Westshore will take possession of the ball.
So it looks like it's going to march back another 10 yards after. So it'll be back right at the center line, and Westshore will get the ball.
Bob Reese.
Yeah, Coach Reese is not happy about this.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, you got to roughing the passer, right? That should the play should have been dead. Anything that happened after that should be irrelevant.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like I say, the interesting thing is I think the interception had actually, that change of possession had taken place before Winning got hit. Like, it was pretty quick. So
yeah. So
that could be what they're basing that. Well, obviously it is what they're basing.
Yeah.
The fact that Westshore is going to be working with the ball here. The Rebels starting out at exactly midfield.
Yep. And Coach Reese is out there getting an explanation from the head referee that, that because it was after the interception.
Not happy with the answer, but he's accepting it. Walks away.
Not really an option, too.
Referee doing a good job coming over and explaining that to him. Again, doesn't have to like the answer, just has to accept it. So Brown again, handoff. And that is ends Horvath. Nice work by the Huskers defense to limit that gain to about 3 yards.
Yeah, he gets out there. He gets in there and just sort of big scrub happens. It looks almost like a rugby play here. And as soon as he's picked up and, shoving both sides of the ball. The defense here now has to make a big play.
Second down, about 6 to go. Ball at the Huskers 52. Sort of interrupt you there, Matt.
No problem. We want the defense to make a big play here. Get this ball back. And not give up the first down.
Good work by the Huskers defense to converge very quickly on number 2, Kane Stevenson. Got the little flip pass out from Mason Brown, but wasn't able to do much with it. Great pursuit all around.
Yeah. Really good. And it's going to bring up third down here on the 50-yard line in the Huskers territory, but you see that Westshore is going to run out their punting team for sure.
Like, nice work by Jace Harden to get out there from his defensive line position, come out wide.
Well, you saw it.
Limit that gain.
You saw it. He recognized the screen right away and saw that it was going to be a pass, so he pulled up on his rush and stayed with the receiver, or I guess the running back in this case, and tried to make sure that he didn't get too much yardage after the catch.
Poulin forced back, takes the ball from his own 5, starts out, has some room to work with, picks up speed, gets wide, and he's brought down. Oh, there's some flags flown as there was a bit of a skirmish going on at about the 20 there.
Well, there's pushing and shoving going on. Number 25, Montour, he's got his hands out going, why are you throwing the flag on me? He was pushing and shoving too, so I'm not sure who this is going to be on here. Here you go. Poulin gets the ball here, makes a great move on number 7. Gets around, turns upfield. First guy he kind of makes miss, but he gets spun around and runs right into the defender.
I think it was Cody Holmes possibly up there on the tackle, just catching the 0 on the jersey number.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 10-yard holding penalty. Oh, no, maybe it looks like 15 then. So it's
Trayvon Walsh,
yeah.
Didn't see where that came from, but.
Yeah, I did. I saw the pushing and shoving by 25 and 30. I think it was 13 over there, but Is he 29 at all?
So Wendy in the shotgun is going to be standing at his own 2-yard line. Moves the receivers up. Nice pass. Picking up maybe 7 on the play.
And Poulin there. Wise move for him to catch the ball and go straight to the ground because the defender came in and take his head off on this one. He goes up and he comes down and he just drops, and number 2 comes in and just tries to decimate him.
Kane Stevenson had Brandon Poulin lined up.
So pick up about, 6 yards there, 5 yards
about 5 to go, yeah. I think sends it downfield into a bit of a crowd. Anthony Dick unable to control that and pull it in.
Yeah. A good throw by Watink here. I mean, he puts the ball to the outside. Only person that has a play on it is Dick, and it's just a little bit too far for him to bring it in and stay in bounds. I mean, if he was just trying to catch the ball, I'm sure he could have run another step or two, but he was trying to do both at the same time, makes it a lot harder.
Out comes the punt team. Sharif, and I think it's Stevenson back to return for the Rebels. Well spread apart.
They both got some really good wheels here, so. Defenders, it's Holmes back
Bouncing
there.
Ball, up jumps Stevenson to get it, picks up some speed, and he's still bulling his way through, and he's going to make it all the way to the 13-yard line of the Huskers before he's forced out of bounds. Good opportunity here.
Stevenson and Holmes
for the Rebels,
both back there to return that ball, and Stevenson comes up with it, and his momentum running forward to get to this, he catches it in stride, and just runs right through, big block right there, runs through a few bodies before Dawson Davis is able to wrestle him out of bounds at about the 15-yard line.
Brown joins the huddle late after getting some direction from his coaches.
This is huge for the Huskers the defense here. Giving up a field goal is not a big deal, but they don't want to give up a touchdown in this scenario. And then they'll flip pass one more time.
And again, well read by the Huskers.
Yeah, I think they've gone to the well on that one.
Yeah, I think they're starting to recognize the setup for that now.
Yeah. That ball, maybe they picked up about a yard on that play this time. The defense is going to want to make a big stop here and force them to try for the field goal. I mean, it'd be great if they could make them miss the field goal too, but not giving up the touchdown is the key here.
But 2nd and 9, ball on the 14. Brown out to the flat. And nicely read. They're pushing him back, and he picks up, goes outside, and works his way in. And great effort by Cody Holmes. Looked like they had him trapped.
They grabbed his shoulders 3 times in the backfield. I mean, and this is, as a defensive coordinator, any defensive coordinator is going to be furious watching this play. Here you go. They come in high on him here, and they spin him around. And they come in high on him again, spin him around one more time. You got to tackle, and then Dawson makes a dive at him there, but just misses. You got to tackle low. You can't grab by the shoulders and just give a little spin and think that they're just going to fall down for you.
And Cody Holmes would not be denied.
Well, and he's shown today that he is strong on his feet to begin with. You really got to take those feet out from underneath him.
Ball is up and through. We have a tie game here at Exhibition Field. It is 17-17, 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter here at Exhibition Field.
Yeah. Now the Huskers, they came out, they pulled that onside kick, and then things just went from bad to worse for them after that. And I think they want to get settled down here. I mean, it is only a tie game. It's not the end of the world. The game's not out of hand or anything. They want to get settled down and get some points on the board themselves here and start getting the foot back on the gas pedal. We
go back to those short, safe, short yardage passes. Try and just pick up your first downs, just chug your way down the field, take advantage.
You work the ball.
You don't need to get it all in one play, right?
Yeah, work the ball. I mean, here, you got a great opportunity here. You got Remy and Poulin back deep. Both of them got some wheels on them and can get down the field. Some positive yardage.
Bouncing ball. Ooh, sneaks past Poulin. He's got to chase it back to the 5-yard line. And good coverage there by the Rebels.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit of pushing and shoving after the fact here. You can see the flag fly.
Yeah.
Not sure.
I'm not sure who this is going to be as well. I mean, we saw, you hate seeing this stuff in these games here, and it's happening too often these days. Poulin misses the ball here. He misfires. He gets turned around, gets up and starts heading upfield and runs into Remy there before he's wrapped up and brought down. And then after he's down, he's kind of getting flipped around on the field there. And then they get up and they step over top of him and start pushing him backwards. So
and it is being called against Westshore.
Yeah.
So again,
that's an absolutely unnecessary penalty. I mean, they got him in good field position, and then they just coughed up 10 more yards to him. Coach Beatty's not going to be happy about this.
Especially a game this close, you want your guys to have discipline. Vicklin this time with the ball. Oh, and he's going to pick up some great yardage. About 11 on the play.
Well, Keegan Vicklin is a weapon in his own. I mean, they've got so many weapons on this team offensively this year. And he's got great speed. They didn't use him in the first half at all. And here he comes out bursting on his first touch of the game for a good pickup of 11 yards and a first down.
Yeah, the first time we mentioned his name this afternoon. And off Poulin's coming wide, looking to switch his hands. Leans in. Maybe 3 or 4 on the play.
I think he's going to get a good 5 yards on that. Yep. They're right on the 30, and he made it right to the 35 there. So excellent.
Will his way up to the 35 now.
Ran a long ways just to get 5 yards, but he does a great job of stepping out, keep going outside, held hands with the defender there for a little bit, and before he's brought down hard on the 35-yard line. Great run.
Second down, 5 to go. Huskers on their own 35. Whittink in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Tries the draw play, well read by number 9, Leonardo Ingram. Having none of that. And Vicklin's brought down for a loss.
I was going to bring the punt team out on the field here because it's going to be 3rd and 10. But yeah, the defenders read that all the way, and Keegan didn't really have a chance to get going on that one at all.
It's Greenaway and Sharif back this time for the Rebels.
Well, they got to get on this one right away. They don't want to be giving up the big yardage like they did last time.
Kick's going to drop down and right in the midst of a bunch of Huskers players. Helmet's off on one of the Rebels.
Yeah, all kinds of flags out there too. Not sure what's going on or how that helmet ended up off his head, but there'll be definitely no yards on that because there's all kinds of bodies everywhere. But I'm not sure.
Isaiah Cartaliccia was going up against Josh Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh, and then a big shot at the end, and that's where the flag came in.
Yeah, because he played the body and not the ball. And on these kicks, you got to play the ball. You can't be hammering a body out of the way. You got to go after the ball.
Again, it's that little bit of discipline that the coaches will be looking for right now. We got a tie game, 8 minutes 32 seconds left in the third quarter. You do not want to give the other team any kind of advantage. Exactly what you do not want to be doing. You have the guys in tough field position. You're going to put them right down in scoring position with a couple of bad moves. Huskers will be looking for a strong defensive showing here.
Well, this is going to be huge because, I mean, they're down on their 20-yard line here, right? The defense really has to stand up, and they haven't really gotten off the field in the half so far. The defense has been on the field for the majority of this third quarter.
Mason Brown from the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Takes a step back. Looks downfield. In and out of the, it's in and out of the hands of Deshaun Greenaway, and then the Huskers had a brilliant opportunity there for the interception. And we have a man down. I think it's Jordan Ferry.
He just got hammered on this one here. There's the throw, and it goes off the receiver's hands, and then Ferry was going for it, but also Dawson Davis, and it looks like Daniel Mills, were all going for the ball at the same time, and Ferry ended up the meat in that sandwich, and he's getting up very, very slowly here. Nope, sorry, that's Keyshawn Joseph.
It's Keyshawn Joseph, yeah.
Yeah, Keyshawn Joseph. Yeah. He went for the ball, and the other 2 guys did at the same time, and he got whacked really good there.
He's up. Doesn't look a lot worse for wear as he makes his way back to the Huskers sideline.
He's holding his hand out. I had it too, man. I had that ball, and he did. I mean, the other 2 defenders came in there hard for it as well, but he had that, and I think he would have picked that off if he didn't get hit by his own guy.
2nd and 10. Ball on the Huskers 19. The referee's whistle blowing away there. There we go. The linesman to reset his placing. Brown. Lots of movement to the right. Some pressure now. Brown loops it down to the end zone. Intercepted, I believe.
Yep.
And it was intercepted, and it's number 49.
Dawson Davis.
Dawson Davis.
The #1 defense player in the league right now, just saved a touchdown with an interception in the end zone.
Well read by the Kodiak. Make that the Huskers defender.
Well, Brown sees that the guy beat Dawson here, right? And Dawson sees that the guy beat him. Dawson gets on his bike and heads back hard, and he jumps up and picks that ball up. So I think that's Evan, number 11, which is Lindo Brow, who's had a great game today. He just jumps up in front of him and brings that ball in. Excellent job.
Both the Huskers defensive players kind of had their back to the ball, and it was just almost at the last second that Davis turned around and, hey, look at this gifty. Vicklin.
Picked up a couple yards on that one.
Yeah, tried to work his way over the left side of the line there, but
he takes off and he thinks he has an opening, and all of a sudden that opening closed up. It looks almost like his blocker pushed the defender right into the hole that he was looking at running through.
Linebacker Brian McKinnon stepping up to make the tackle on that play. 2nd and 8. Whittink rolls back. He's got some big pressure. Oh! He had 2 guys just barreling down on him. Nowhere to go. Number 9. Leonardo Ingram.
Number 75, the guard here. He kind of got blown up. He got 2 guys jailbreak on him there, and he couldn't get both of them. And Whittink gets just driven backwards. And they're going to be 3rd and long here, so they're going to be punting away again.
As we were seeing kind of in the first quarter there a bit, Matt, the Huskers keep finding themselves trapped in their own end and in bad field position.
And this is the thing. They get trapped in their own end, and they're fighting. They're eating time off the clock. It's a tie game. If they can get out of here, great. But if they don't, they're just wasting time before the score happens, and then they get out of that end. You know what I mean? Yeah, you give up the safety here. I think it's a great call by Coach Reese to give up the safety here. Kick the ball down and get better field position, because this field position battle was just killing them.
So the score moves to 19 for Westshore, 17 for the hometown Huskers. As they pick up another 2 points on the safety.
Yeah, so now they're going to be kicking from their 35-yard line. It doesn't put them in great field position, but it puts them in better field position than they've had. And they've got to get down there and get get a hit on that ball down in the Rebels' end, and then keep the Rebels in that end and try and get a turnover.
As you say, great call by Coach Reese, because they're kicking into the wind. Holman has has a couple of boomers, but he's also a bit inconsistent with the punting tonight. Nice kick.
Well, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. They already tried that punting thing out of their end zone twice. Didn't work. Third time, just get the ball down the field.
Sean Greenway works the ball up to about the 45-yard line.
Not fabulous positioning, but better than
they would have been at. Yeah.
So Greenway runs a long way across the field here before great stiff arm there, and then he just gets worked out of bounds.
6'5", 210. That's a big man coming at you, and you can see he just gets that straight arm out there and creates extra yardage.
No, he's a huge guy out there. Huge target for Brown as well. I'm surprised they're not going to him more with the ball. Mind you, great coverage on the Huskers' part, too. Then
Brown
it's where you can throw it, too.
Steps back, sees a man open. Oh, caught in a crowd, brought down by Holmes. He's still working his way down, making moves, and he's brought down from behind.
Well,
he makes it all the way down to the 25-yard line of the Huskers.
Well, Cody Holmes has just been phenomenal today. He's making plays all over the field, special teams, receiving, defense.
Defensively, exactly. They just use him for everything.
He's in triple coverage there, and he picks this ball off and then takes off for an extra 20-yard to 15-yard run. Phenomenal play by Cody Holmes.
Jeanson getting back there to finally bring him down. And the Westshore Rebels knocking on the door again. Brown hands the ball off to Enns Horvath.
Look at our
5 on the play.
Their stat sheet here. Cody Holmes is 15th down the receiving list. After today, he'll be moving up moving up there. That's
no
for sure.
doubt. Yeah.
Mind you, the way Poulin's played today, he ain't giving up his top spot anytime soon. Played very, very well.
Holmes from the shotgun again. 3 receivers to his left. Rolls back, got time. Now some pressure comes on, throws it into the flat. And again, there's that arm tackles. And
got to bring him down.
And
you got to bring him down. I mean, Daniel Mills there wraps him up and spins him around, but he's not going down like.
Help was taking a while to get there, unfortunately, for Millsy.
Yeah, they'll drop down pass here, and Mills wraps him up and spins him and throws him. But Stevenson's strong on his feet, and he's not going to go down easily. Good thing the defenders get there. Dawson Davis, Mills gets back in there, Montour's there, and they're able to wrap him up and take him down.
Third down, 2 yards, maybe a long 2 yards to go, and the Rebels are going to go for it. Brown hands it off to Enns Horvath. Oh, nice work by the defense. Enns Horvath loses his helmet on the way through. You can see him holding his ear.
Yeah. Well, you got the whole crew. The defensive line stood up on him in a big battle there. So here's the snap and the handoff, and then the wall just shuts on him, and he comes in there and he's fighting, and they're ripping at the ball. And as they're ripping at the ball, his helmet somehow comes off. I tell these kids, and these are young men. Sorry, I tell these young men, but I tell the kids a lot too. Tighten your chin straps. It's not an accessory. It's a safety feature. And they don't tighten those chin straps. Those helmets shouldn't be able to come off that easily.
Well, the Huskers defense comes up huge for them here. Whitting and crew come back out on offense. Handoff to Richardson's back out there at the running back position. He tries to work his way around to the left, brought down quickly. Maybe a pickup of 2, Matt.
Yeah, maybe 2. I think maybe a yard at the most there, actually. He hits a wall. He steps to the outside. Great move to step on the side to avoid the tackle. But then the defender is there and just pulls him down. And then he gets back up and on there as well.
Yeah, they get him stood up, and he really couldn't generate much power after that.
No. That was DeAndre O'Connor, number 8 there on the outside edge, that got in there and got a hold of him.
Oh, Whitting double clutches, brings it down, looks up, and nice catch. And that's Remy Chovo.
Yeah.
Comes out of nowhere.
Whittingham was going to run with it. And he saw that he didn't have enough room to run. And then all of a sudden, Remy's like, here, let's make a play happen, bud. And he did. He made it happen.
Julian, pick me.
Whittingham, great instinct, pulls the ball down, sees the defender's going to jump, pulls the ball down, runs sideways across until Remy can get open, and then drops it right into his hands there.
One of the great things there is that maturity to know where the line of scrimmage was and not get past it and still be able to make that pass play without doing it from the wrong side of the line of scrimmage.
We got number 2 Stevenson's down on the field there.
Another one of their players that they again doing double duty out here, double platooning both sides.
Yeah, you got Cody Holmes there. You got Stevenson. You got a few of them out there.
Yeah.
Number 1, Greenaway is out there on defense as well as offenses.
They're putting their best players out there. And again, I think everybody understands where these two teams are sitting, how close they are in league standings, how important these two games are for these two teams. As we mentioned at the start of the game, take both these games. You're in the driver's seat to stay in, to get your team into the playoffs.
Well, it's huge. We look at the score at the end of almost at the end of the third quarter.
Exactly.
2:45 left, and it's 17-19. I mean, these two teams are tight. They're tight, and they're in it. It's going to be a battle. Next week's going to be a great game. I mean, if it wasn't Easter, I had to think about going over to Victoria to watch this game myself.
Entertaining game so far. There's been some great offensive plays, some great defensive plays. Both teams playing well, playing hard against each other here. Whitting hands off to Richardson. Stutter steps along the line, then pulls his way forward. He's going to pick up 7, maybe more. Actually, it's going to be more like 9, I think, Matt.
It'll be really close, really close. Yeah, they'll be about a yard short of the first down here. Richardson, it just keeps those legs going. The defender's trying to wrestle him down, but we got big number 65, Michael Langert, pushing the defender from behind. That's pushing Richardson forward.
2nd and 2, back to Richardson. Pulls his way through, keeps the legs going, crosses the center field line. Great pickup for the Huskers.
Richardson wants to play in the playoffs. Here we go. Key right here, like, he runs like a monster here. Barely gets the ball, has to bring it back in. He's dragging one player behind him, runs into 3 more and drags them. There's a total of 4 guys on him when they finally take him down. And then we got one of the players, number 15.
Rashawn Provo, yes.
Provo gets hurt out of all that. Vaughn Richardson, he's the monster.
The monster, there you go.
Runs like a beast.
Hey, thanks for joining us today, folks. You're watching a VBN production of Huskers football, streamed live on bctv.com, powered today by Kahunaverse Sports. From prospect to pro.
I'm not sure if a timeout was called here or what's happening.
Yeah, a lot of the many of the Rebels kind of headed over to the sideline there to confer with their coaches. So,
yeah, we're not sure. Yeah, a little confusion going on there. I guess with the injury, they went over and got some water and conferred with the coaches. Now we're back. When things back in the shotgun.
Ball on the 54. Oh, ball hits the ground, and then they give it back to Richardson. He's going to pick up another. Still going, still driving. He's got 4 Westshore Rebels on his back, and he is not going down.
Yeah. He is a hard one to take down. I just said it, and I'll say it again. He's just driving. There's one on him, and he's just pushing himself forward, and Langer's shoving him as well. You got a bunch of them on him, and he's driving forward.
Whitting pulls it back down. Looks, he's going to get brought down.
Yeah.
Looks like number 19, Jameel Moore-Williams, managed to get the wrap on Mr. Whitting.
Yeah.
2nd down.
Wrapped him up and brought him down. too much time. He gets the fake there, and they kind of bite on it, but then he just waits too long to get rid of that ball. And it was 2 guys got in there and caused the sack. But you got to get rid of the ball a lot faster than that, even if you're just throwing it away.
2nd and 10, ball on the 53-yard line of the Westshore Rebels. Winning from the shotgun this time. And hands off. Nice little draw to Richardson. Tons of time to move. Just gets the hand down, pulls forward for another 12, 13-yard game.
It's going to be right close to a first down.
Yeah. We'll see where they place this, but
they're gonna place them quite short.
It's the play that they faked last play.
Yeah, it's a good spot. Now that we see the replay here, where he gets that hand down before the line there, and then he gets one more step, and then the knee came down.
Let's do it again, they say, and he does power forward.
Well, that should be enough for a first down.
Oh, yeah, plus a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think he got way, and that's the end of the quarter.
So with the Huskers driving down, and the engineer of the train right now is Mr. Von Richardson.
Yep, the Vonster. Great job. And Cody Holmes is just destroying him on the other side of the ball. Here we got a little replay of his action earlier where he ran in for that touchdown. And he's just having a great game himself.
You wonder, they had taken Von Richardson out for 2 or 3 series, went to Keegan Vicklin, gave him a chance, wasn't really getting too much going. And you got to think, hey, Richardson is getting put back in there. It's like, Coach, I'm going to show you we're making a mistake pulling me out here, because he has been nothing but tremendous this series.
There goes Cody Holmes one more time on our replay. He's had a great game. Unbelievable game.
Back to Richardson. Working his way forward, still got the legs going again. Picks up.
Another first down.
Could be it looks like a first down.
Yeah.
About 11 on that play.
Yeah, no. He just hammers through here. He gets behind his blockers and just starts shoving bodies out of the way. They are all falling down. He just starts high-stepping over top of them. Great job, Vaughn.
You should be calling him Dad Richardson, not Vaughn Richardson.
And they got him this time. They have him stood up. Going to lose a yard or so on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11. Huskers on the 21-yard line.
Well, they read that right away and just came in hard after him. And it's number 13 there, Ashton McKinnon, who came in hard and read that play all the way to wrap him up and take him down. It only lost about a yard on the play. So 2nd and 11 at this point.
Whitting with the three receiver set, make that to his right. Fakes the handoff. Now he's going to have to roll wide, looks up, tries to get it to Poulin. Threw it just outside his grasp, and it's going to be 3rd down, 11 yards to go.
And I think at this point, you kick a field goal.
Yeah, well, you can see Nick Nika's going out there to work as the holder for Ethan Holman. The confusion as to who should be out there. Late addition of an offensive lineman. Kick's going to be from about the 27-yard line, it looks like, Matt.
They're going to call a timeout here and make sure they got this right. Coach Reese isn't happy because I don't know if field goals are something they do a lot of. So he wants to make sure the right personnel's out there.
Yeah, there seems to be some confusion as to which linemen they want set out there.
Yeah.
And whether some of the players maybe thought it was they were going to punt or.
This is frustrating as a coach. I mean, this isn't something that you do every game. You know, they haven't done a lot of field goals, but it's probably something you work on in practice. And as a coach, when the opportunity arises for something like this, people got to know where they're supposed to be.
I'm just watching the replays here that are on the screen. I got to say, I'm even more impressed with Von Richardson. He had one handoff go almost under his elbow, another one where the ball was dropped, and he had a kind of stutter step to give Nick make that winning time to get the ball into his arms. Ball's down, kick up, and good.
There you go.
Ethan Homan with the 27-yard field goal.
Excellent kick. I mean, really good job by Nico to get the ball down and set really quick. And then a big boot to get it out through the uprights and make it it should be a 20-19 game. Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. Like, field goals are still 3 points, right?
Is my math that bad? No. So we were anticipating a close game. These teams are very close in the standings, very close in terms of how they played against other teams in the BCFC so far this year. And it is not disappointing. It's been some good football played today. Very close game.
It's been very tight. It's been exciting, that's for sure. And then they do this again next weekend. You know, go figure.
Receiver started in motion. Brown looks out to the flat. Quickly read by the Huskers.
Very quickly read by the Huskers. I think that might even be for a bit of a loss there.
It looks like it might be, and I'm just trying to pick up the numbers, but it looks like it was Easton Montour that got up there very quickly on that read. No, Montour was there to help out. It was Jeanson.
Montour, yeah.
Very nicely read by Desmond Jeanson.
Yeah. Jeanson's so quick. He's got really quick reaction time. We saw that earlier, but he blew a tire and he kind of stumbled a bit. This one here, he got really downfield and made the stop. And they lost about a yard, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Brown, 3 receivers to his left. Takes a step back, looking right, sends it well downfield. It's a bit of a race for it. Ball's up. Oh, and it's going to be, I think he was out of bounds as he brought it down. What a great effort. And he's in some discomfort is number 10, Cody Holmes. That would be a big loss.
Yeah, he came down hard, and now he's just sort of sitting there going, yeah, I hurt.
Yeah.
I hurt. Yeah.
Kind of fell down. It could be a hip or a, just based on how he came down there.
Brown puts it up, and this just shows how good Holmes really is. He gets up over top of the defender and just comes down out of bounds.
Hard on that left hip.
Yeah. I mean, losing him for any length of time would be a huge hit to that offense over there.
It's going to make it 2nd and 11, or sorry, make it 3rd and 11 in a punting situation.
Yeah.
Number 13, Ashton McKinnon back, brings it down, gets the punt away. Spiraling punt's going to come down to Brandon Poulin. So he starts out, working his way to the near side of the field, goes a little bit wide and then cuts up. He's going to pick up some yardage here. Oh, and a nice open field tackle there by number 38, Robert Modi.
Yeah, great job by Modi there to come across and just take his feet out underneath him. Excellent blocking, too. He had a phenomenal blocking by his team to get him to the outside there. And if he'd gone around that corner, he was gone. And he comes in here, he plays well. Nice big block there to drive the guy away. And gets going down the field. And Moody comes in here and just wraps up his legs. If he had beat Moody, I don't know if they would have stopped him before the end zone. And he feels it, too.
Whitting takes the high snap and brings it down quickly, puts it into the arms of Von Richardson. He grinds his way forward, picks up about 6 on the play.
And number 26, Christian Buckley comes over there on the tackle and takes his feet out underneath him. And great job to stop that because he was taken off.
I want to put my Fitbit on Brandon Poulin. He's about 10,000 steps, 500 forward. But
yeah.
Ball on the 42 of the Rebels. Whitting's without. Now he's under some pressure. He's going to throw it away. Oh, and I think he took a bit of a shot at the end of that as he let the football go.
He did, and and I'm not sure the call is going to be here. It shouldn't be grounding because he got out of the pocket and he threw it out of bounds and it was back past the line of scrimmage. So I'm thinking it's gonna be intentional or unnecessary roughness here.
No call on. Okay, so
And we're going to call that intentional grounding. Okay.
there's some confusion here about
what that call should be.
Yeah. Well, and I also think maybe about what down that would make it, but nope, they're going to. So they're sending out the punt team.
That still would have been third down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it would have been third because that was second down that he did that.
I think most of the Huskers, including Whitting, were anticipating that there was going to be some sort of a roughing the passer call there as well. And a bit shocked that nothing was called.
The fans here as well, they're pretty upset about this. Because definitely, I wouldn't call that intentional grounding.
Nice kick down into the arms of Kane Stevenson.
Maybe a block in the back here. You saw that right away.
Still working his way forward. Stevenson takes a shove out of bounds. Got his foot caught in the gate there. Lucky he didn't injure himself.
There's not going to be a call on that out of bounds, but there's going to be a block in the back, and that ball's should be marched back 10 yards.
Great work by Ethan Homer to get that ball controlled on the low snap. He got it up and.
There he gets a block in the back right there by number 9, and then he runs up the field a bit. Vaughn Richardson cuts him off, and then Dawson Davis gets a hold of him and drives him out of bounds. And then there's a bit of a hit at the very end there.
And good discipline by Davidson too, because the temptation for these young guys can be you get that guy wrapped up, you're going to throw him to the ground at the end.
Yeah.
No, just pushed him out of bounds, walked away.
And now the ball's going to be placed on about the 8-yard line. Which really, puts the Huskers in a really good situation. I mean, this is where they were for most of the third quarter.
Exactly.
So if they can keep the Rebels down there and get the ball turned over, this would be excellent for them.
This is where the Huskers defense starts to smell blood. So a lot of pressure on Mason Brown to get his team moved upfield here. He's going to be standing at his own 3-yard line. Snap, handed off, and nice work by number 35, Aiden Enns-Horvath. Spins his way up to and picks up. He's going to be very close to the first down if he's not there.
He's saying to Vaughn Richardson here, I can do that too. Keeps the feet going and just keeps driving. They're all reaching up high on him. It isn't until he missed the number there. Took out his legs from underneath him.
Wrap up the legs, guys.
Yeah, see 3 of them up tall, and then one of them comes down nice and low and takes out, I think it's 26, and there's Jeanson's in there as well.
Didn't quite pick up as much as I thought there, Matt. He was about a 5-yard gain. I thought he was closer to 9.
Well, he was hitting the backfield, so it was probably about 9 yards that he ran with all the people on him.
Huskers well offside on that. It's going to be a free play. Ball's knocked loose, not going to matter. They're all chasing it down in the end zone.
Yeah. It's gonna be, they're waving it off. It's going to be offside.
Yeah, you could say, again, you'll see on the replay, on the left side of the defensive line.
Both sides, actually. You see on both sides here, they jump on both sides.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You see the.
Yeah. And then the ball gets knocked loose. And you knew that this was a great effort, boys, but it's all for naught.
8 minutes, 49 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. The Valley Huskers enjoying a 20-19 lead. As slim a margin as you can have.
Yep.
Over the Westshore Rebels.
The fan base here is not happy with the referees at this point. I mean, the calls have been on point. They're just not happy with them.
They're still trying to get the. You go back there. Trying to get the yard markers all sorted out. Second down, looks like about 5 to go. Well, it'll be 5 to go because it was a 5-yard offside penalty.
That makes it a first down. So because it was second and 5, they get the 5-yard penalty. First down.
There we go. So they get the yard marker set up properly on the far side there. Brown gets it, steps back, looks immediately to his right. It's going to be short. Cody Holmes is back out there. Looks no worse for wear after making that big attempt.
No, he couldn't get back to this one on the comeback here. Mason wanted to put it where only Holmes could get to it, but he just couldn't get back to it. And it was a bit out of bounds, too, so I don't think he really had a play on that.
Couldn't quite catch the number. One of the Huskers defensive linemen, it could be a linebacker, actually blasted through right at the last second there and got up, just about got an arm on that.
Yep. I think it was big number 90 in the front there. Tyson Spence.
Second down, 10. Ball on the Rebels 18. Lots of movement along the line. Brown launches it. Two players fighting over it. Oh, almost intercepted. A little bit of pushing and shoving back and forth.
Yeah.
And number 11, Austin Lindo Brow, is not helping his team's cause here.
No, but the Huskers need to back off right now. They need to back off right now because this is going in their favor. Yeah, this is going in their favor, so they need to back off and just walk up back to the line of scrimmage because that ball is going to be bounced back. Here's the ball in the air here. And he gets underneath it. The face mask there, dragged to the ground. He's going to call a penalty on it. Yeah, right there. Very smart to just step back.
Just back away.
Just back away, yeah. Everybody's getting hot, but...
This is a bit shocking.
This is unbelievably shocking here. The coaches, got to be fuming on this one. I mean, you guys saw what we saw here, and that was unbelievable.
Here comes the replay.
Here comes the replay. Ball's up in the air, right? He goes for the ball. He gets a face mask right there. He's getting hauled to the ground. Oh, he reached back across and grabbed the face mask as well.
So offset them. Okay, nice play by the Huskers defense here.
Yeah. The defense got in there hard. They're going to be fired up. They know that they got robbed on that call there. He did get the hand in on the face mask as well once he was on the ground and rolled him over. But I mean, seriously.
Well, again, then it's offsetting.
Then it should have been offsetting. Yeah. But I don't see where that was on the defense.
It's like the Huskers make that the Rebels may have called the timeout here.
Well, this play, they just got stuffed. There's Dawson Davis at the bottom of the pile doing the stuffing one more time.
Second down, 10 to go. 7 minutes, 32 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And again, the Huskers hanging on by the slimmest of margins, 20-19 here over the Westshore Rebels.
The crowd is definitely not happy with the referees.
Very nice evening to be playing football here, Matt.
Looks
very
beautiful.
Slight breezes, not too hot. No blazing sunshine, nice flat light for the quarterbacks and the receivers to work with.
Great. It's an ideal day for football, that's for sure. I got my socks and sandals on, or my sandals and shorts on. No socks. My kids would disown me. But yeah,
no, folks. There's a visual for you, folks. Brown steps back, rushes on. Oh. They get a hand on him. They're going to come in from line, bring him down. Great effort by the Huskers defense to catch up with number 3 Mason Brown and bring him down. Flags fly late in that.
Well, the flag came in during the play, and I'm thinking it's going to be a hold here. Yeah, they're giving the decline sign, so I think it's going to be a hold here. Yeah.
You can see I got to give him credit. He's got a big smile on his face. Yeah, you'll like this one, guys.
Yeah. We're friends once again.
Yeah. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
That's hilarious. The crowd was already burning them in effigy. Yeah, they'll say no, it goes in your favor.
There you go.
Oh.
Ashton McKinnon back to punt for the Rebels. Poulin back at about the 50-yard line, 48-yard line. McKinnon given lots of time to get that punt away. Right to McKinnon, or make that to Poulin. Poulin's got some time to work. Steps up, squeezes through, and makes it all the way up to the 38 of the Westshore Rebels, and the Valley Huskers have some nice field position to start this series off from.
No, they're going to lose that positioning with a hold.
Now let's see how far they move them back.
10 yards.
10 yards. Well, they're still on the positive side of the center field line.
Yeah.
Whittick, who's been a warrior out there today, he's been dinged up a few times, just keeps coming back out, and he's having himself a great game again today. As time steps back, guns it down, open, pulls up, oh! Trying to get it to Poulin.
Yeah,
and guess who's there on the defensive
Cody
side?
Holmes,
Cody
yeah.
Holmes. How many times have we said that name today?
Well, the two of them are. And here's the thing: like these are gamers right here. These two boys here, because they go up for this ball together. They both go to the ground, and they're both still trying to make a play on the ball as it's coming down out of the air. Look at this; they're still fighting for the ball. You know, they're laying on their backs, fighting for the ball, coming out, falling out of the air.
Whittick again from the shotgun, looks down. He's going to send it way downfield, and it's going to come down. Anthony Dick. Oh, can't bring it in.
Great coverage there.
Eric Williams with the coverage for the Westshore Rebels.
Yeah, and they're going to punt the ball away here. And once again, the Rebels are going to be playing out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Huskers with a bit of luck here again with there's not much of a breeze there, but enough to maybe assist hoping to get that ball down into the Rebels end zone. Have to be a heck of a punt though. He did catch them off guard once. Nice snap. Gets it away. Good end over end kick. He's going to send it way back there, and he does it again. It's going to bounce into the end zone, being chased down by make that Eric Williams. Williams does get out of the zone, but just wrap him up and drag him down to the 2.
There's a flag, but I think it's going to be no yards. No yards. Yeah. Big kick here. Gets him down. No one's touched the ball at this point, and they get in there, and there's a shove from behind that actually puts the runner into the no yards area, but still no yards. And it's going to come out and be on about the 20-yard line, I think. Yeah, so it'll be placed at the 20-yard line.
Up to the 20. Okay.
Yeah.
So good work by Eric Williams under a lot of pressure to get that ball out of the end zone.
Well, you got to make sure that Cody Holmes is covered here, because there's going to be a huge drive for the Westshore Rebels right now.
Mr. Brown steps back, guns the ball downfield, in and out of the hands of number 14, Stephen Gilwich.
Well, Mason puts it just on a rope to Gilwich here, and he's just not able to bring this in. It's just fired right at him. Good defense. There's Daniel Mills on the coverage there, and just kind of knocks it free.
Now we've got Gilwich listed here as a quarterback out there doing some duty as a receiver on this series.
Well, backup quarterback.
Steps back, he's looking to his left, then turns back to his right, wobbling ball. Oh, in and out of the hands of number 29.
Trayvon Walsh.
Trayvon Walsh. And Walsh, that again, man, those are the ones you have nightmares about for the rest of your career.
Walsh is going, this is why I'm always stuck on defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he had that ball. He had that ball. And he had room to run with it, too.
They will take that as a great knockdown and forcing the Westshore Rebels into a punting position. McKinnon's going to have to punt from about his own 6-yard line. It's the kind of pressure the Huskers elect to put on here. Nice kick's going to go wide. Poulin's going to let it bounce. Settles it in, gets into the arm, starts to work his way out to the near side of the field. There's a penalty behind the play here. He's dragged down by number 52, Matthew Prusen.
There's going to be a flag here, and I think it's going to be an illegal block.
Yeah, there's a bet. Well, and again, we'll see how they call it because there's kind of a battle going on behind the run.
So right here, you got, and I think it's going to be number 25 there. Yeah, it's going to be 25 here that they're going to throw the flag on. And he started to hit the guy and pulled up, but he started to hit, and it's going to be an illegal block, 10 yards. Yeah.
He made the attempt to try and avoid the contact, but
you watch it here, and the fans don't agree with this, but I'm going to have to agree with him here because he starts on the block, right there, and then he pulls his hands up.
I'm not even sure that he actually made much of it in the way of contact.
You don't have to make much, but you can't make contact.
Exactly. And we do have the advantage of being able to watch these replays right away. So.
Yeah.
Folks go home and watch that game tonight.
Yeah. When they go back and rewatch this, they'll be like, oh, gotcha.
And you're watching a VBN production of Huskers football streamed on BCFCTV.com. Tonight, powered by our game sponsor, Kahuna Sports. Well, Dick, lots of time, sends it downfield. He's open. Remy Chivo. Nicely placed ball by Julian Whitting. Chivo just let that ball come down to him, pulls it in. And the Huskers are on the 25 of the Westshore Rebels.
These refs just can't catch a break with these fans, let me tell you. They go from the pitchforks and the torches to cheering on.
Richardson might get a yard past the line of scrimmage. It won't be much more than that, it doesn't look like.
No, yeah, a couple yards there. Looks like maybe 2 or 3 that he might have picked up there. A good secondary push here. Sees the hole, steps over into it, and keeps driving those feet, gets spun around. I mean, we keep saying the same thing about Vaughn Richardson. He hits the hole hard, drives those legs, and carries 2 or 3 bodies for a couple of yards.
I love the shot there, and you can see big Hunter Brown, the right guard, just come in behind, grab Vaughn Richardson, say, I'll carry you down towards the goal line here, buddy.
Yeah.
Whitting sends the ball down. Beautiful pass up over a lot of bodies there, taking a bit of a chance throwing into double coverage.
So we had someone run onto the field here and just kind of stand out in the back, and the guy run right back off right away afterwards. I don't know if it was should have been called too many men, but
out comes, okay, so there's Nick Nika along with Ethan Holman, so they're going to try another field goal here.
Yeah, I think they probably said field goal team get ready because it's one of the field goal blockers that ran out onto the field.
Well, again, there's some confusion about which linemen are supposed to be out there. You can see number 65 standing there. And they... 2 more. Yeah, they're way short of players out there. They're not going to get this off. Lots of confusion here. Yeah, they've called timeout.
Yeah, they got to, and you see Coach Reese is giving it to the coaches right now. He's like, look, guys, this can't be that difficult. We're in field goal range. It's second down. Have the field goal group ready to go.
Yeah, I'm not going to say whether maybe somebody that like Zach Esau maybe supposed to be on that specialty team. Like there's some confusion about some players that are not available right now. I can see
he went out before halftime. You fill those holes as a coach.
Yeah, understood.
The players and the 2 players that went out weren't linemen. They were receiver type, blocker type players. And they better be running gassers Monday at practice for this because they're blowing a timeout here. There's only 3 minutes left in the game. You want those timeouts you may need them later in the game, in the last minute of the game. So they kick the field goal here. They're up by 4. So they got that forces the Rebels to have to score a touchdown to win, right? Or they can't get a field goal to tie it even, right? So you need the score rate here.
Yeah, and you don't want to end up with a time count violation and have to move that kick. You're not going to, the kick won't be able to get it. So Nice snap. Nico gets it down, and it is good.
Yep, that's what they needed.
Huskers 23. Westshore Rebels 19.
It was worth burning the timeout here, you know, because they needed that 4 points. Now they're forcing, you know, there's 2:56 left on the clock. Westshore's got to get a touchdown. They haven't had a lot of luck doing that. They're going to start on their own 35-yard line. So, you know, it's advantageous to get these points. But it'd be nice to still have that timeout in case they're getting down there and you want to settle things down or change your defense or even freeze their kicker in this scenario, right?
Well, you got to look for a most valuable player for today for the Valley Huskers. It's going to be number 31, Ethan Homan, 2 field goals. He's kicked the ball into the end zone for a safety and for a touchback.
Yeah, he's had a great game.
9-point game for him.
They only put 23 on the board.
Yeah. Westshore Rebels starting out from their own 35-yard line. Mason Brown back at quarterback in the shotgun. And Horvath moves up. Double clutches, looks to the sidelines, almost runs into his own lineman, pointing down, throws the ball up. Nice catch by Ince Horvath, midfield. And that's going to be more than enough for the first. He picks up about 12, 13 yards on that catch out of the backfield.
Great job by Mason to get his wheels, get out of the pocket there and make something happen here. It's starting to collapse on him, and he's getting some pressure on him. So he gets around to the outside and gets that ball away.
Yeah, you wonder whether Ince Horvath was calling him or that's just one of the checkoffs, and he looked over and saw him open.
That's his outlet. That's his last option.
Brown rolls back again, has time to work with. Now he's forced out of the pocket. He's being chased down. Throws it up into the hands of, and look at him making moves. Steps inside. That is number 10, Cody Holmes. He's chasing him to the end zone.
Was that
there's a
hold in the backfield.
Okay, well, yeah, don't get too excited down there, boys. Let's see if we can pick that up again. There was some. Yeah, you can see it going on there.
The fans are starting to wave for the referee at this point now.
What an effort, though, by number 10, Cody Holmes. Of course, he had no idea what had gone on behind him, and he just...
Well, neither had the defender. So, in essence, Cody Holmes made a great play there. Yeah. You know, phenomenal play. The only way that play happened was that there was a hold, and that's why it's coming all the way back.
No, true, yeah.
And Holmes isn't very happy here. I think this is the second one today that got called back on him, isn't it? They stopped him. They stopped him from running down the field when he was wide open on when he stepped out of bounds earlier. So.
Oh, that's right. That was it. Yeah.
So.
So first down and at least 20. It would be 20 on that 10-yard holding call.
Yep.
Brown steps back out into the flat, into the arms of a number 1, Deshaun Greenaway. He picks up about 10, but he's not going to get maybe 11 on that. We're basically back to the original line of scrimmage here, Matt.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 2nd and 10 here. And a long way to go. Good job by Greenway to get around the blockers, get turned up the field. And number 90 comes in there and makes a big play, Tyson Spence, to shut him down.
Brown steps back, has time, guns it up the middle of the tip. Oh, nobody there to take advantage of that.
Well, the defender came in and wrapped him up just as he was throwing, and I think he put a little extra spice on that as he fired, and it went right off the hands of his receiver. It was coming a little bit too hard, and they got to go with it on 3rd down here because they're down by 4. They need to get down the field, and Mason's going to be very upset with that one because Mason Brown, he makes the throw there. And his receiver should have had that ball.
Moving in the backfield, Brown Takes a step back, looks up, got some pressure on him now, he's dancing around. Here come the Huskers.
That's going to be another hold.
Moving around, and he gets back maybe to the original, not even quite to the original line of scrimmage. Mason Brown upset, slaps his hand down against the turf.
He's frustrated too. You see the flag come out because there's an obvious hold here. Number 54 has got so much shirt there, he might as well own it himself. But Brown's able to maneuver himself out of that, the Houdini himself, and then just runs up into number 55.
If he had any more of a Husker shirt, it would have been an official trade, actually.
Yeah, Tristan Fournier.
Great work by the Huskers defense. 1 minute, 36 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. It is the Huskers with a 23-19 lead over the Westshore Rebels. And they get the ball back. Out comes Wintig to lead his charges. Ball on the 46 of the Westshore Rebels. Wintig up to under center. Into the arms of... Yeah, it was Richardson. He got knocked back, and then there was nobody kind of standing around there. Vaughn Richardson took a big shot, knocked him back about 4 yards. Up steps number 15, Rashawn Provo.
Yeah, not a lot happening on that one. So it's going to be with second and about 14.
14, yeah. Winning from the shotgun this time. Receivers start to move up. Winning looks down, guns it downfield. Oh, in and out of the hands of Jake Penner. They're going to call pass interference on that, and I'm not sure that's a bad call. Number 26, Christian Buckley, was wrapped all over the Huskers receiver.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's a bad call. I'm not sure it's a great call either. It looks like a little bit of hand fighting here.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah, he had the hand on the body, but he didn't really push off until after the ball was already there. I'm not loving that call.
No, I agree. It looked when I was watching the play live, it looked a little more egregious than that. But you're right. It's a close call. But they've gone both ways so far today.
Yeah. And there was a lot of close calls both ways today, and shaking my head at a few of them. This one here isn't a head shaker. It's just not in love with it.
Winning.
Great defensive
well read,
play.
and it's the same guy again stepping in, and that's Rashawn Provo, who has become a thorn in the side of Vaughn Richardson.
Yeah, and Vaughn's going, you got to block that guy. He's coming in and and he comes in, and he flies in here, just comes flying in, just right into the hips, and takes the feet right out from underneath Richardson. Richardson's having a word with the O-line. Someone pick him up. That hurts.
Couple of sudden stops for Vaughn Richardson, courtesy of number 15, Rashawn Provo. Winning. High snap. They give it back to Richardson. He works his way forward, gets back maybe to the original line of scrimmage, Matt. It's going to be third down and 10, and ball's on the 34 of the Westshore Rebels.
We're sitting with about 40 seconds, just a little over 40 seconds here. You got third down. I don't know if they're going to punt or field goal it here.
It looks like it's going to be a punt because they do not see Nika out there, who is the holder. No, they're going to punt it. And again, some confusion about who's supposed to be there and who's not.
Yeah. And I know you see that Mike Langard here, number 65, has come off on every kicking situation. But he stayed over there because he knew that there's a bit of uncertainty, and gets back out there on the field right away.
What do you mean we're punting?
Yeah.
Bit of a trick play there. They let as much time to pick down as they could. Ball into the hands of none other than Cody Holmes. Is working his way wide. And good pursuit. He's still going. They've got the legs going. He makes a break at the outside.
Stepped out of bounds.
Steps out of bounds, yeah. So he's going to make it back to about the 25-yard line. And
maybe about 8 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, exactly. Westshore Rebels have one opportunity here.
8.5 seconds on the clock is what the ref's asking for here. So you get 8.5 seconds, and then he just steps out of bounds there, and he did that earlier too. He's got to watch that sideline there. I'm not sure he's going to get much further than where he did get, but the last time he did it, he busted it wide open. It could have gone a lot further.
They definitely have the clock set incorrectly. There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, it's going to be for all the marbles here, Matt.
Yeah. And you see a lot of defensive backs back. You can see some good pressure on the quarterback here. This is a huge play right now.
Brown back, takes a look down. He's got some pressure on him already. Scrambling. They get a leg on him. They've got him by the jersey. He gets back up again.
He
He misfires the ball. Falls down.
The Huskers got the ball.
Mason had the ball just squeak out of his hands as he tried to get it away. No flags down.
Yeah.
The Valley Huskers have their 5th win. They're going to go 500 this year, Matt, at least.
Yeah.
Their 5th win of the season with a 23-19 win here over the West Shore Rebels.
Excellent job. Excellent job by both teams. I mean, it couldn't have been a more entertaining game.
It was very entertaining. Like I say, lots of excitement, even right down to the last play. As number 3, he had a great game, Mason Brown, scrambling. Unfortunately, just had that ball squeak away from him. And the Huskers out there gathered up. They're getting ready to shake hands. What a great game. A lot of fun to watch. Thanks for being out here with us.
Yeah, no, that was great. And he had number 1, Greenaway, right in the Huskers there, congratulating him, shaking hands with them.
And so today's game ends with the Valley Huskers defeating the Rebels by a score of 23-19. The Huskers head over to West Hill Stadium on the island next week for the 2nd game in this home-and-home series. That game's at 3 p.m. start time. And be sure to take the game in on bcfctv.com if you can't attend in person. That's it from here from Exhibition Field in Chilliwack. On behalf of myself, Steve Muller, Matt Macri, and the entire VBN broadcast crew, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a safe day out there.